It is not just a black rock shooter, there are so many examples over at God Eater as well. And over here in Blue Archive, we also give lolis these giant weapons that seem to be heavier than their own body weight. And they have no problems lifting them. Hi and welcome back to the channel. I'm Steven with your ultimate Wonder Festival Winter 2026 anime figure coverage. And I am covering only scale figures, which there are almost 500 of them to go through. This is a long way to go, maybe 2.5 or 3 hours. And I am not touching action figures of any kind, including Figma, Revoltech, Nendoroids, not touching plastic models like Plametia, Plamex, by any other brands for the matter. Because if I were to cover Figmas and Nendos and ignore the rest, that is not fair to other brands, right? I would be going into an entire new rabbit hole where I need to cover Sushin, Snail Shell Studio, and a number of other Japanese action figure brands. By the way, Medicos Entertainment, Alphamax, Nocturne, they all make action figures as well, and I'm not covering them, right? Scale figures only for today. So, what about the main highlights of this Wonder Festival? I think it is the Epstein Files. Like, this One Fest feels like a response to the Epstein Files leak from the West, from the US, you know. Blue Archive stuff everywhere. And there are a lot of memes associating Blue Archive with the Epstein Files on the internet for obvious reasons, you know, lolly characters everywhere. So I'm taking the opportunity to make a joke or two regarding this. And I suppose that I need to buy a pedometer. According to Wikipedia, a pedometer is a device where you use to measure your footsteps, but I think there should be a hidden function. Since it is called a pedometer, you know, pedometer, I could use it to detect any Blue Archive fans around me in my area. Yeah, so this is a good device to buy, I suppose. Anyways, without further ado, let's move on to the figures this week. I will be going through all of these companies in alphabetical order, and there are timestamps for each company down in the description below. Maybe you watched 15-20 minutes today and then you want to come back another day and continue where we left off, or jump to a specific company. Yep, there are timestamps down in the description below, and maybe I'll put it in the comments as well. So, starting off with the first company over here, 52 Toys. We call it GNFtoyz, right, in Japanese. That is the actual name. This is a quick one. So they appear to have announced a bunch of Street Fighter 6 stuff over here, and they are all static pose. I'm not sure if these are action figures or not, but there are no joint lines visible on their arms and knees, so probably this is a fixed pose figure. So here we have Akuma, and this is Cammy, Street Fighter 6 design, and next up over here, Chun-Li, Dalsim, yep, the Indian dude who is very flexible, and Juri Han, M. Bison. Okay, so regarding M. Bison, or the psycho guy, the one in the red military outfit, I find it interesting that his name is different depending on where you live on this planet, right? I think M. Bison, Balrog, and Vega, their names are switched depending on whether you are in Japan or Asia or in the West. So, given the pose and the kind of attack he's pulling off, I think this is very obvious that it is M. Bison, at least in my region over here. Basically, the villain in red military outfit. Right. So, interestingly, these two figures here, Akuma and Cammy, they appear to have a stand behind, which it looks like the kind you see in action figures. But Chun-Li here has her own base, and this is the kind you see in fixed pose scale figures. So I'm not quite sure what I'm looking at. And that is all for GNFtoyz. Moving on to AForce, which is a Chinese brand. Okay, this is like U series, like chibi figures, fixed pose, Blue Lock. And then we have Dungeon Meshi, like U series. And here we have Overlord series, Onsen figures. And okay, scale figure, we actually have one over here. Please put them on Takamine-san. Yep, Takamine-san. Well, there is a nice face over there, but too early to tell. And I just remembered that I have not finished watching this anime yet, despite the amount of fan service. And the last one here, also from the Like You series Sakamoto days, right? So back to this Takamine-san over here. Speaking of AForce as a brand, they make premium scale figures, but their premium scale figures are not exactly that expensive. I think none of the figures have exceeded 20,000 yen yet, and something like this I think would be hovering around the 16,000 yen price point. Moving on to the next brand here, we have Alice Glint with no new updates at all. Azur Lane, Massachusetts. Alright, so this is a pretty dark picture. And then the next two figures, they were announced since last year with no updates. Here we have Masaki Gellert from Cafe Stella. No updates. And also, this was announced last year as well. I think Hestia from Danmachi, right? Where in season 5, she was using her that kind of ability. I'm not sure how to describe it. Yeah, I think that is based off that season 5 scene. Hestia was very popular back then, you know. Every brand spammed figures of her 10 years ago, and then seems like her popularity is coming back slightly. Okay, next up, we have Alphamax. Okay, so the first one here, Baltimore from Azur Lane. They are all 1/4 scale. This Baltimore looks amazing. Like, I can tell there are a lot of details on her outfit. That is what I want to see. Next up over here, Bremerton from Azur Lane. This looks like Santa outfit from the looks of it. Looks like one to me. Right. And next one here, Kansas from Azur Lane. You know, the best part about this Alphamax 1/4 scale figures is that they are not really that much more expensive than FreeInk. Sometimes they're even cheaper, yet they tend to be better. Quality, detail, and everything else you can think of. Next up, Kearsarge from Azur Lane. Like this one is too hot that I need to cover it on YouTube for obvious reasons. So in case you guys are unaware of or you are new to this channel, I love drawing rectangular yellow boxes with black borders around Oshiri or Oppai on anime figures because it confuses the algorithm a bit. Like, I don't censor too much. You can still tell what the figure looks like. You know, your own imagination will automatically remove the filter I placed here for you. You can imagine what the figure looks like. Yet at the same time, the algorithm is most likely unable to detect any Oppai or Oshiri because they follow the shape of the back side or the front side. You know, they have to be two round, two oval objects next to each other. That is how they detect Oppai or Oshiri, right? Shape recognition. So you throw on a rectangle on top of it, the algorithm couldn't figure it out anymore. Yeah. So here is Kearsarge. And you know what? I've covered it up in this picture over here, but her nips are almost visible in the sculpt over here. And based on what I was being told by those of you who purchased FreeInk 1/4 scale Azur Lane figures, it is possible to forcibly cast them off without inflicting much if any damage at all. So Azur Lane figures are becoming like edgy figures, slowly but surely becoming one of those. Interesting. And Alphamax, they have a branch called SkyTube, right? 18+ figures. So this is nothing new to them. Next up here, Mogador from Azur Lane. This is very nice. I like this one a lot. And what else do we have? Prince Eugen. That is a fabulous pose, man. Unfortunately, we all know that we are only getting the figure, not the table and everything surrounding her, which is a shame. But this is a 1/4. If they include everything, this would be 50,000 yen at least, right? This is very nice. The pose is perfect. And next up, we have Shinano. This one is already on pre-order, I believe, around 34,000 yen. You should get one if you like her. Looking very promising. And next up, this is original art Saitom art Rina, original character. Yep. So that is all for Alphamax. So as you can see, I'm not commenting too much on each figure. Otherwise, this video would go on for very long. Next up, Amakuni. So speaking of Sophia F. Shering from Barney's Suit Planning, or Nadare Art in general, so many figures of her in this one fest. She's the new Supersonico, right? 10 years ago, 8 years ago, every figure company spammed Supersonico. Now it is Sophia F. Shering. So this one, I believe this is on pre-order already. I think so, right? And exclusive. And then next up here, basically, what I can tell you guys right now is that there are no new updates from Amakuni whatsoever. This Tokisaki Kurumi was from the previous One Fest, but now painted. Looks really nice. And here we have, okay, Watora, Carney Beam Art, original character, right? Nice lolly over there. And here we have Lita from Nikke, no changes from last One Fest last year. I am really looking forward to this one because there are no other figures of Lita yet. Next up, Ludmilla. It has been a year, no updates. Amakuni is working slowly. Red Hood from Nikke, also from last One Fest, no updates at all. Viper, same thing from Nikke. And finally, this is new. I think this is new. No. This was announced in the previous One Fest as well, but now she has been painted. And I like this figure so much because once again, I love pretty women with weapons. This is Mina Majikina from Samurai Spirits. Samurai Spirits is something old, I think. Has been around for a long time. Like, very familiar. So if you pay attention to her muscles on her arm, her biceps, her triceps, her armpit, and even on the waist region, and look at the shading on the brown skin, that is what I love about Amakuni. Their paint job is always spot on. Right, moving on to the next brand over here, we have Ami, nothing much going on, just a bunch of Doro meme figures, right? Yeah, this is Cyrene, I think. Cyrene, how do you pronounce her name? So all these Doro meme figures, 11,880 yen for the whole set coming out in April. Yep, all of this as a set, right? So nothing much coming from Ami. Next up, Anigift. We only have one figure, original character, Neophilia Bikini version. So Anigift is a branch of Anigame. Yep, I think so. Anigift, Anigame, and Vibrastar are actually related, right? But Vibrastar has moved to Japan now, so they are now Japanese company, was Chinese in the past, and Vibrastar is a bit like the 18 plus division of Anigame or Anigift. At least that was the case in the past. Oh yes, one more thing. I am not covering 18 plus anime figures as well for obvious reasons. If you want to check out 18 plus figures, head over to my Discord server, link in the description below, and you have 1 month before Discord starts asking for your identification and a photo of your face to identify whether you are underage or not. That is another topic for another day. Or you can go to my Discord server and there is a Google Drive folder I placed in one of the channels on One Fest coverage. You can download the images over there and see for yourself. That is also an option. So this one over here, just a big opai girl in swimsuit in bikini and not much. Only one figure from Anigift. Moving on to the next brand, Aniplex, we will have more stuff. Disney. No, I am not a fan of how these Japanese anime companies are slowly partnering with Western companies in general. Like MAPPA is leaning towards working with Netflix, right? Yep. And there are a few others. So Aniplex has all this Disney stuff. Disney Twisted Wonderland, Ace Trapola, Kalim Al-Asim. I have no idea what these things are, to be honest. And this is Orto Shroud from Disney Twisted Wonderland. Okay, Setsu from Nausea. How do you pronounce this anime? Nausea? Gosia? So this is an ongoing anime. It was adapted from a game from what I heard. And the anime will run for like 22, 23 episodes, I think. We are currently 16, 17 episodes in. I have not started watching it yet. The only thing that I have watched is the opening and the ending. And the opening is awesome. Right? Reminds me of this Japanese artist called Ryol. R-E-O-L. Ryol. I love her songs, right? So the OP really, the opening theme really reminded me of her music. So this anime, I do plan to watch it because the animation quality looks pretty attractive, high quality, so I will watch it, just a matter of when. So Nausea, based on the OP, there are a number of psycho insane girls and the main character is trying to survive. I have no idea what the plot is yet. I'll watch it myself later on. Okay, next up over here, more Licorice Recoil, like Aniplex and a few other brands keep making figures of these two characters. Chisato Nishikigi and also Takina Inoue, right? Yeah, this is a set with Takina Inoue. They keep making figures of her, but where is the season 2? We need a proper season 2, not that short series that came out a few months ago, right? So this set of figure over here, they are non-scale. I just found out that they are non-scale, which means 8 is probably small, like 1/8 or even 1/10 scale, but in exchange, they won't ask for much, maybe 20,000+ yen. So I think that ruined the figure a bit. I would prefer a proper 1/7 despite knowing the cost will be high. This is non-scale sadly, and this was announced since last year with no updates yet. Next up here, yep, Takina Inoue as a set with that Chisato earlier, but this Takina, her face is a bit out of character. Yeah, it does not feel like looking at Takina, a bit off character. Next up here, okay, Marin Kitagawa from my Dress Up Darling. Of course, we get more figures of her in this event. She's really popular. And Aniplex could do no wrong with Marin figures in general. They've released 2 or 3 figures of her so far, and every single one of them turns out excellent. Next up, okay, Marin Kitagawa Lee's version again. This one is also getting a lot of figures. You know, for those of you on a low budget, the good news is that you can always buy a Taito price figure and be very happy with it, right? And for this version, there is the Alter one, the Spiritual one. Both of those are really good figures. So I'm not sure how is this one going to compete unless they price it really low. Face looks pretty good. Next up here, okay, so there is a collaboration between Hosho Marine from Hololive and with Marin Kitagawa from my Dress Up Darling. Basically, you're getting a figure of Marin in red hair, in a red wig, right? Basically, Marin Kitagawa cosplaying as Hosho Marine. You can see the artwork partially in the background. And what is funny is that I do have a friend over here in my country who has already made this crossover way before they announced this collaboration. And here we get another figure of her, Marin Kitagawa, but dressed up as the pirate version of Hosho Marine. I think this is a really nice crossover, and I can see this figure selling really well because both the fans of Marin and the fans of Hosho Marine are going to jump on this thing. Yep, both of these over here. Looks like they are meant to be a set, and why is one way taller than the other? Oh, I see. Okay. So the one on the right, that is Hosho Marine dressing up as Marin Kitagawa. And the left is Marin Kitagawa dressing up in Hosho Marine's pirate outfit. Okay, fine. So Hosho Marine is supposed to be shorter than Marin Kitagawa. I did not know that. Okay, next up here, we have a set of 5 figures, low budget, from Madoka movie. So what is funny is that these are price figures. I did not know that Aniplex makes price figures, and this looks really good for a price figure because the next image over here, yep, they call this a pop-up rate SP, pop-up rate special, which is a bit more expensive than the average pop-up rate. Yet this is only 880 yen including taxes. So I'm very confused over here. Is this a pop-up rate or is this a price figure or a bit of both? I have no idea at all, man. Yeah. Let me guess, this is the limited version. They love doing this, right? For price figures, Taito also does this. They have one standard version, and there is a limited version where they change the faceplate or the color scheme. That looks pretty detailed for a pop-up rate. And so far, we only have pictures of painted Madoka. That is all for Aniplex, not much stuff. I'm a bit sad that Aniplex is slowing down on FGO stuff. They used to make a lot of FGO figures. Up next, a big one, Apex Toys, right? So the first one here is Monster from Arc Knights. Arc Knights is also having a very strong presence in this one fest, which surprised me a bit because Arc Knights, their character design, I love them. They are my kind of thing. Post-apocalyptic setting, pretty women weapons once again, and very detailed outfit. They have the perfect formula for what I look in anime figures or rather gacha game figures, right? This one, I'm not sure yet, too early to tell, but character design, yes, my kind of thing. And next up, we have Amiya from Arc Knights Enfield. This is in a maid outfit from the looks of it. Amiya is like the main character in the anime adaptation, right? Yet she is far from the most popular one, I think. Next up, what we have here? Okay, Chen Senyu from Arc Knights Enfield. This one is already on pre-order. Was it like 23 or 24,000 yen by Apex Toys? Yep. If you like her, pre-order it. Absolutely. I have no problems recommending this brand nowadays. Next up, L size, also on pre-order from Azur Lane. Roughly 40,000 yen, I think. Okay, so what is interesting? Okay, Louisville from Azur Lane, also on pre-order, I believe. So I will just skim through these figures very quickly. Next up, alright, series. So interestingly, there are 3 versions of this series. The first one here, and then the second one in a black outfit, and the third one over here, which is white. Yep, 3 different colors. So the first version here, she is wearing like skin color fabric, or rather the fabric is a see-through fabric, so you can see a skin color underneath, and then black, and this is actually white color. And what is funny is that regardless of which version you go for, these 3 outfits over here, they are exactly the same one Lemalin is wearing, you know, the one made by Alter. I think it is exactly the same outfit. So it is like taking that Lemalin and swapping out the head. So I have mixed feelings about this. If I get one, I would take the black one, because the white color one or the skin color one is too similar to the one Lemalin is wearing, the one by Alter at least. And both are also holding carrots. Right. Next up here, we have Yatsen from Azur Lane. Price guess, 25,000 yen. 23 to 25k. Yep. And this is the actual picture from Dengeki Hobby. So I've sourced my pictures from at least 2 different websites, Fixoku and also Dengeki Hobby. Sometimes the pictures by Fixoku are way too dark, so I go for Dengeki. But the problem with Dengeki is that their pictures tend to be very low in resolution. I can't even zoom in, right? So I had to pull images from both 2 websites. Next up here, Hifumi from Blue Archive. Yep, AForce is also jumping on the Blue Archive bandwagon. I don't think they have any Blue Archive figures yet. At least the ones that are released don't have any. And this is something that makes me so happy. So much so that I need to put this pair of twins on the thumbnail of today's video. Yep, Hikari and Nozomi. AForce has announced a pair of figures, but too bad. What you're looking at, these 2 artworks on screen, this is what you're going to get. If you want the fan service ones, the one that is wearing barely any clothes, you need to buy the third parties, right? The third parties have duded these 2 characters so much. Yeah. Next up here, we have Brown Dust 2 Wilhelmina. Finally, we have a prototype. I think this was announced with an artwork in last year's One Fest. Now we have a prototype, and this is way too safe for work. Come on, show more skin, AForce. Okay, next up we have Yvonne from Cuties series, Yvonne from Arknights, and I am really looking forward to her scale figure by Myethos later on. We need to talk about that one. Up next, we have Akane Shinjo Chinese dress version from Great Man Universe, looking pretty good. And then we have more chibi figures. Yep, what do you call that? They have a name for it. Honkai Impacted Chibi Character Swinging Stand. Yep, the swinging stand. It is like 3,000 yen each. And here we have League of Legends KDA All Out Seraphine, which looks beautiful. And this is likely to cost like 20,000 yen or less than that. The value proposition is really good with AForce stuff in general. Man, the blue color gradients, very nice. Love it. Next up here, announcement of Licorice Recoiler figures from AForce and nothing else. Just an announcement. And here we have Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak blind box figure. Oh, it is a blind box. They are kind of popular nowadays, you know. I'm not sure if I like the idea of buying something and not sure what you're getting inside the box, but it is very popular. Next up, we have Overlord Albedo. This is beautiful. Damn! This is probably the best Albedo figure in this entire Wonder Festival. And here is a closer up look from Dengeki Hobby. This is the official pic. They're using a real chain for her chest. Okay, next up, we have Persona 3 Protagonist. I think this is a low budget figure. I can't be sure. Because AForce have their Lime Pie series, right? Low budget figures that cost around 6,000 yen. I think this is a Lime Pie figure. And here we have Persona 5 Royal Protagonist Chibi version. Okay, this one I mistyped it, right? This is Joker, not Protagonist. I mistyped it. Persona 5 Royal Joker. By the way, for every images I've gone through, I should have said this earlier. You can see the name of the character and the origin on the top right corner of this video, right? Okay, next up, Steins Gate Zero Makise Kuisu. Oh! Makise Kuisu is doing very well apparently. Wing Company has an amazing figure of her. We'll get to that later on in today's video. And now AForce wants a slice of her as well. Interesting. So if this is the base you're getting in this illustration, this is going to be a really nice figure, but I think Wing Company stole everyone's attention when it comes to Steins Gate stuff. They have a Makise Crystal figure with this RGB LED going on in the base. Yeah. Next up, Team Fight Tactics Happy Click Series Gwen. No idea what this is. And Yakuza Like a Dragon, Kiryu Kazuma, and also Majima Goro chibi figures. Zenless Zone Zero, okay, Evelyn Chevalier already on pre-order, right? So a closer up look. I don't really have much comments because Apex Toys, their stuff in general are great. And Hoshimi Miyabi, the actual prototype, 38,000 yen, big ouch. And I have seen someone commenting in my video. I'm sorry, I don't have time to reply yet. If you pre-order early, you're getting some kind of limited item in the box, some kind of hair, what was it again? Yeah, so there might be a reason to pre-order this early. And apparently she is one of the most popular characters in the game, which is why Apex Toys went all out with the figure. Makes sense, I guess. And here we have Jane Doe, which is already on pre-order for months, and I like this character a lot. If I were to start collecting figures from this series, how many do I need to buy? So many of them, you know. And then here we have Tsukishiro Yanagi from Zenless as well. Is this Lime Pie? Because the figure is simple, I think this could be a low budget figure. I can't be sure because the base is mismatching Jane Doe, right, and other Zenless figures. So this could be a low budget figure. And that is all for Apex Toys. Let's move on to the next brand, Belfine. Okay, so Belfine is coming out with more 2D style painting anime figures. They are going for BNHA, Boku no Hero Academia, not surprising. Here we have Katsuki Bakugo 2D art, and this Merko. This is beautiful. This is very nice, right? So Belfine, I'm begging you guys not to screw up again because your previous releases, there were connection issues between the figure and the base, and the figure was really wobbly, and people had to repair the figures. It was defective to begin with, so please fix your quality control, Belfine, because these 2D art figures, they are a great idea, and I think you guys should keep making them, expand to other anime titles out there, but please fix your QC, man. Okay, next up, Ana Yamada from Boku no Kokoro no Yabayatsu. The Dangers in My Heart, right? Until today, I haven't watched it yet. The color gradients, you look at the shading on her bikini, on her swimsuit, it looks really nice. And here we have hand reader art. Fun fact, I just found out, more like one of you told me that hand reader, this ecchi 18 plus lolly artist is a female, is a woman. I don't really know how to react. I would say that I'm not too surprised by it as an Asian. I'm not surprised by it, but good to know that the artist behind this character is a woman, not a man. If it was a man, imagine the kind of reaction people would have, especially, you know, on Twitter. Anyways, her name is Kitsune FuRyu. I like it a lot, but this being a Belfine figure, no, you can't cast this off. This is all you get. And next up, this one is already on pre-order, I think. Leopard from Maho Shoujo ni Ako Garete. So, this anime is getting a lot of figures in this one fest, and Phat Company has one already on pre-order at the time of publishing this video. I want that figure so badly. Next up, Sameko Saba, original character. That's cute. And alright, Seitokai Nemo Anawa, there is a hole in the student console. When is the anime airing, man? I really want to watch it. Michinoku Komaro, 1x5 skill, by the way. 1x5, very specific. And she's barely wearing anything. I think this is like a reverse bunny outfit. Yeah, that is all for Belfine. We move on to Brilliant Journey. So this brand is taking one whole year just to make one figure. This one was since last year's One Fest in February. And I believe this has pre-order opened, and they displayed this figure which has already pre-order opened in One Fest with nothing new to show. At least she looks pretty detailed. Bremerton from Azur Lane and nothing else. Next up over here, Calbone, Chinese brand. So we have Diablos Core, Matcha Eroders Nightfall version. Matcha Eroders. Nice name. So Diablos Core is like very Gunner stuff based on the character designs I've seen. and I welcome it with open arms. This one looks promising, like being handcuffed to a railing, is it? To a pole? Yup. I like the setup of this figure a lot already. And being the kind of figure collector I am, I don't need to know anything about the character to show interest and to purchase it. This one I'm kind of interested. Next up, we have PA15 from Girls Frontline Exilum. So she is very popular. So much so that Phat Company is spamming more figures of her. Yeah. I'm not sure if I like the translucent outfit on this figure over here. I suppose that you get some fan service, you know. Because, yeah, these translucent parts, they tend to look pretty cheap. I think that is mostly because of influence from price figures. You know, price figure brands, they do it a lot. So they kind of ruined my take or my opinion about these translucent parts, even though they are not necessarily a bad thing. Next up here, HK416 from Neural Cloud. So with this version of HK416, I can't say that I like the face as much as the other versions by other brands, but at the same time, I do recognize that this is more of a different art style, right? And look at all of the details on the chest, my kind of thing once again. I love details on anime figures. So Calbone is cooking up good stuff that is all for figures from this brand. Cat Noodle, another Chinese brand, very new brand in fact. They have like 4 or 5 figures only, and all of them are on pre-order, I mean. So this is original character Shibuna Pharaoh, Egyptian goddess, Egyptian princess. I love Magneto Chris from FGO, the one by Amakuni. This one over here, I'm not sure yet, but I do like the character design. I think it all depends on what the pricing is like, right? Character design is very nice. I think she already caught some attention from some of you in my Discord server. Next up, Chiyu. I have no idea what this brand is. Chiyu. Syokonbu artwork Nonohara Yuka-san. There really isn't much we can tell from these pictures when the eyes are not even there. These are very early prototypes. And YD Art Kurokawa Mio. Yep, the body tights thing, the black color leather outfit that SSR figure made a figure of, and a few other brands as well. The same character, I think. But the pose is a bit bland, I'm afraid. Yeah. So that is all for Chiyu. Only 2 figures, nothing much. Moving on to the next brand, Claynel. More Blue Archive. Right? Noah again from Blue Archive. I think Good Smile also announced a figure of her. 1/7 scale, based on this artwork, I believe. And here we have Saori dress version from Blue Archive. Dark picture, I know. And this is a closer up look of her. I like it. I like figures where, you know, the woman like turns around the body. The character turns around the body like that. This is almost that. I love poses like this. They look so photogenic. Here we have Shiroko from Blue Archive. And, Brown Dust to Zenith. Stranger Banner Zenith apparently. This is a very safe character design. I've seen more loot designs from Brown Dust too. And Demon Slayer Akaza. I think this is low budget figures because all of them have the same pose. Here Akaza sitting on the chair, and then here we have Doma sitting on a chair as well, and Kaigaku sitting on a chair. So this must be a series of low budget figures, I think. Aniplex is doing something very similar. Next up, Evangelion Ayanami Rei. Is this already on pre-order? I feel I've seen this in HLJ before. Looking good. And the color gradients on the hair, the blue color gradients, very nice as well. The next one here, FGO. Fate Grand Order is still alive. Yes. QSQ announced a few FGO figures. I'm so thankful for that. And here we have one by Claynel. This is apparently Moon Cancer Jade Rabbit. You know, when I first saw this figure on Sunday during One Fest Day, I thought it was another Tsukihime character. Or maybe, I don't know, man. She almost looked like Moderate from Fate Apocrypha and a bit of Gen Diak mixed in at the same time. So I knew that it was neither characters, and then a little bit more digging. Yeah, this is Moon Cancer Jade Rabbit. I suppose that this is what we call the saber face syndrome, where a select few characters in FGO, they have very similar faces, and then if the figure is not painted, I tend to mix them up. This is Moon Cancer Jade Rabbit. Okay. I love it, and I do want one. Next up, we have Polka Omaru from Hololive. This looks expensive, probably 28,000 yen even, very detailed. And Brady from Nikke. Of course, right? Just a matter of time before someone announces her figure. So, will I get this one? I'm not sure yet, right? I think Hobby Sakura is going to announce a figure of her, and pretty much a few other brands that are into Nikke stuff, they're going to make figures of her. Brady, I'm not sure yet. Unless she comes with a spready pose, I'm not sure if I want a Brady figure yet. Yeah. Next up, we have Too Hard. Oh my, I forgot to name the character. The character is from Too Hard. This is really old, right? This is a classic. We have Too Hard, Too Hard. Yeah, this is really old. I can't read Japanese. Next up here, Kopano Riki from Uma Musume. Claynel does make a lot of Uma Musume figures. And of course, they come as recommended if you're interested in buying them. This is Mayano Top Gun. I believe this is already on pre-order. And that is all for Claynel. Moving on to the next brand, Design Coco. So this one is already pre-order open as well. A misanthrope teaches a class for demi-human. Her name is Osami Misato. So the anime is currently airing, and I did not have a really good initial impression. It is like, I'm not a fan of the way the anime is being animated, the art style, not really a big fan of it, but maybe I'll give it a second chance, right? Because lolly. And this wasn't cheap. This was like 20,000 yen already pre-order open, but oh boy, she is cute. This is how you do transparent or translucent parts of anime figures. This one looks high quality. Those that are partially translucent, sometimes they look cheap. This is very nice in comparison. Next up, Rizalin Stout 1x4 scale from Atelier Raiza. Come on, man. We have FreeInk. Was it FreeInk doing the Yoshitoku collaboration? Real fabric, 100,000, 200,000 yen. And now, Design Coco wants to do the same thing. I think this is that kind of figure, very expensive handmade cloth fabric for the kimono over there. And next up, we have Raphael from Azur Lane. What is she riding? I think that is the Egyptian thingy. Is it? Am I right? I love the pose though. And here, Blue Archive Chiaki. Is this on pre-order already? Can't remember, man. My problem with a lot of these Blue Archive characters and figures is that they base it off directly the official character art like this one. So it means that the pose is very static, very bland, very boring. Yeah, which is very unfortunate to be honest. But FGO is also like that, right? I mean, you look at Aniplex FGO figures, they're all static poses because they are so lazy to go for, not lazy, more like a cost concern, right? If you get an artist to draw the same character in a different pose, then that is added cost over there. So they just based these figures off the official character art, which is very unfortunate because they look boring. Alright, so up next we have Gakuen Idolmaster, Saki, Hanaumi, Temari Sukimura, and Kotone Fujita. These three, they always get figures together, right? They are like a set. And here Gakuen Aimas again. Are they the same figure? Is it like this? Are they the same outfit? I can't really tell. I think these three figures are based on this artwork. Yeah, I think so. Alright. Next up here, Momoka artwork, original character. That is very detailed for an original character. And here we have Arcana from Nikke. So Design Coco is also jumping on the Nikke bandwagon. And I heard that Arcana is relatively popular. I think it was mostly down to the voice actress. I heard her voice in the game. Lemon, my Discord server's moderator, he was playing the game next to me, showed me some stuff, and yeah. I have to admit, I'm kind of interested in trying the game myself, but I would prefer to play it on a tablet rather than a phone. Arcana, maybe. I might get it, maybe. And here we have Nayuta from Nikke. So Design Coco is doing something insane. In this one fest, they made an entire diorama of two Nikke characters fighting each other. Yes, this one right here. Rapi versus Behemoth. They went to the extent of making the buildings, the debris and so on If these are actually 1x7 scale figures, imagine how big the display is. Yep, both Rapi and Behemoth are getting figures from Design Coco as well. Nikke is going very strong over here. And next up, Tori Damono Art, Lius and Nyx. Original characters again. And that is all for Design Coco. Let's move on to the next brand, DIG. DIG. DIG, not DICK. Black Lagoon Ravi. Simple pose but pretty nice, right? And this is an old anime. If you haven't watched it yet, go for it. It is really good, right? This is a very nice figure of her. I hope that this is 1x7 scale. Right, moving on to the next one here, Bocchi the Rock Hitori Goto. This looks like cheaper figures that will cost less than 20,000 yen. Because the figures made by DIG, right, they tend to be on the smaller side in terms of scale, but in exchange you pay less. Ikuyo Kita from Bocchi the Rock. And here we have Nijika Izichi. I've been speaking for like 45 minutes and my mouth is already kind of dry. Action figures. Okay, I'm not covering action figures, but they're making action figures from the looks of it. And here we have King of Fighters Kyo Kusanagi and Iori Yagami action figure again. Michio Ono from Yakuza. The Yakuza series has this character. Okay. And Yakuza 8 Gaiden Pirates in Hawaii, Goro Majima. This is an actual scale figure. And more figures from the Yakuza series under their DIG Star line. So if you look at the bottom of the image, DIG Star figures, they're around 18,000 yen each and they're pretty small. They are almost like 1x8 scale, sometimes smaller. Yeah, but they're 18k each. So that is all for DIG. Moving on to DMM Factory. So we have made Mason figures over here, limited editions. I'm not sure if all of us filthy gaijins outside of Japan will be able to purchase it. The black color versions are already out and I would argue that the black versions look nicer because this red color outfit for maid uniform is a bit weird to me. For some characters they look fine, but for these maid Mason characters I'm not too sure. Yeah, I have mixed feelings about it. So here we have Hikage Chigami limited edition. The shading is nice, very heavy shading. This is what I love to see. Here we have Naru Shizuki in red color, not nice as well. Not a fan of the color. And closer up, heavy shading again on the red color paint. And here we have Niji Sanji Ibrahim already on pre-order. I believe it is around 18,000 yen. And Yang Nari already pre-order open, 18,000 yen I think. Looking really good though. 8 from Nikke. I'm still unsure if I want to purchase this thing. And then, when I made the comment about British and American, someone said, I did not even play the game. I don't know about the lore of this character. Yes, I don't know about the lore of the character. But when I made the British joke, British instead of American joke, I was referring to her holding a cup of tea. That is such a British thing, right? I want a more American style figure, which means holding a firearm, holding a rifle instead of a cup of tea. That's what I'm trying to say back then. Okay, so shading is nice. I mean, black color made outfit, but if you look closely, it is not plain black. You get different shades of gray color. Some areas are lighter, some areas are darker. This is what I love seeing. So DMM Factory is doing a great job with the paintwork of this figure. Next up, Privati by Nikke, from Nikke, 25k already on pre-order. So not many new figures from DMM from the looks of it. I feel like other brands are doing a nicer job with her face over here. There's something about her face that I don't like with this Privati figure. And here, please put your codes on Takamine-san again. Okay, this is a very nice figure of her. Like, just the right amount of fan service without being too lewd. This is nice. And here we have Yu-Gi-Oh! Ultimate Gem God Rainbow Dragon, a proper scale figure. And that is all for DMM Factory. Not very exciting, I'm afraid. Next up, Eldora model. This is a garage kit. So Yamata no Hime non-scale GK. That is all. Eldora model, they make more garage kits, which you need to paint on your own rather than complete PVC figures. So we move on to Elegant. Not many figures either. And Elegant, they were displaying their figures at Apex Toys booth in One Fest, which is pretty interesting. I wonder if these two companies are kind of related, right? Gakuen Idolmaster Fujita Kotone. So many figures of her. I would imagine that she is incredibly popular in Japan. Here, Idolmaster Shiny Colors. Oh, I love the character design on these two. Mikoto Aketa and Nichika Nanakusa. Yep, they are a set. Looking great. So that is all for elegant, right? Not many figures. Moving on to the next brand, we have EUSUN, low budget Chinese brand, 4 figures over here. Domino Girl, original character. So far, all they do are original characters. That is how they get the price down to like 10,000 yen or less. And next one here, Leisha Undogi version. Original character as well. I like this one. I like slender characters. And this is a closer up look. Can't really tell much when they haven't placed the decals on her eyes yet. And the last one here, Nemutai Maho Shoujo Mitsuki, original character. Sleepy Maho Shoujo Mitsuki. Alright, this is pretty detailed. This could be more expensive than the other two. So that is all for EUSUN. Next up, Flare. Flare is a branch of Alter in case you guys are unaware of. Just that they are not as good as Alter at the same time. The figures are so expensive. Yet, they are not as good as Alter's figures. So, we have FGO again. Lancer Mysterious Alter Ego Second Ascension. I'm just being reminded over here that I haven't purchased the Alter one, the mat release that came out so many years ago. This is nice. I might get it, but if they are going to overcharge me, then I won't buy it until after release and wait for a discount maybe. Yeah. This figure is very nice, but knowing this brand Flare, I'm really afraid that they might overcharge it. I wouldn't be surprised at this point if they ask for 30,000 yen for this thing, which is not worth it, right? Thanks to her hair, I think they're going to charge a very high amount for this figure. Next up, Abigail Williams from FGO, based on this artwork. Yep. So this is a very early prototype. Can barely see anything over here. And this version over here, I think there are so many third-party unlicensed PVC figures of her, which unfortunately, all of them are quite bad because they are low-budget figures to begin with. They are like $25-$30 each. Next up, Kasugano Sora from Yosugano Sora. This one is a bit boring, right? The pose and everything, which is unfortunate. The saddest part about Kasugano Sora is that nobody wants to make a customable figure of her, at least for the top. So that is all for Flare. Let's move on to FreeInk. Okay, so FreeInk, this is a brand that I would like to discuss a bit more. I know that I haven't been very kind to them lately, but based on what they announced in this one fest, I'm afraid that things are not going well over in FreeInk, right? So we go through these figures first before I explain what my predictions or what my assumptions are going on behind the scenes. So the first one here, Atelier Yumiya Liskfeld, I think. L, not R-E. Liskfeld. This is a 1x3 scale. They haven't even made a 1x4 and they're going for 1x3 right away. So this is like 60,000-70,000 yen each. Next up here, New Jersey from Azur Lane. 50 cm, yep, 1x3 scale, which means she's going to bin by half price. I mean, every New Jersey figure bins at this point. I call her the shittiest waifu in Azur Lane. And not to say that New Jersey is a trashy waifu, but rather every figure of her gets bargain binned because figure brands think that she is so popular that they overproduce them and then they end up with oversupply, which inevitably has to be discounted in order to clear the stock. That is what is happening. Okay, next up over here, Bunny Suit Planning, FuRyu F showing 1x3 scale again. Yes, 1x3. And she is probably customable, probably. Next up, Enoshima Junko from Danganronpa, 1x3. And Hatsune Miku V4, 1x3. God! High School DxD, Arcano 1x3. Yeah, next to Rias Grammary, which is currently on pre-order, right? What else do we have? Oh, this is a closer up. I think the pose on Arcano is very nice. I like the pose over here. And Senran Kagura New Link Fubuki, 1x3. I think FreeInk saw what Hobby Sakura and a few other Chinese brands are doing 1x4s. Okay. let's differentiate ourselves from these Chinese brands by making our figures even bigger. Yumi from Senran Kagura New Link, 1x3. Shokugeki no Soma Nakiri Alice, this is a 1x4, the one in front, but they have also announced 1x3 figures in the background. Nakiri Arena 1x3, yep, the orange standee behind, that is referring to a 1x3 scale of Nakiri Arena, from what I understand. And Window Kobayashi, 1x3, yep, I love Window from Food Wars, I love her. So that red standee behind, maroon standee, that is Window, 1x3 scale. And Super Dangan Wanpatsu Nanami Chiaki 1x3. Damn! To Love Through Darkness Kotegawa Yui 1x3. Nice post once again. And okay, here's a closer up pic. I know that 1x3 is like 50% bigger than 1x4 scale. But God, the size difference between 1x4 and 1x3 in this picture, it is a big difference, man. When you look at the numbers, it does not seem like much, but when you look at the actual figure, it is a 50% increase, which is a lot. Yeah. So going by what FreeInc has announced in this Wonder Festival, indirectly they're telling me that they're not doing very well in terms of the sales numbers. Not many people are buying their Bunny Girl figures compared to maybe a few years ago. So they are trying to increase the profit margin for every new figure, every new product that they are announcing. This is pretty much the same thing that happened to the smartphone industry. For example, maybe 10 or 15 years ago, back in the early to mid 2010s, people were upgrading their phones every year or every 2 years. Each time there is a new flagship model, be it by Samsung or by iPhone, people will upgrade to the new model because there was a huge upgrade in terms of the hardware, the specs, and so on. And back then, smartphones were like $600, $650 tops for the flagship model, the very best. Fast forward to early 2020s up until today, each year we get a new smartphone model. It is barely an upgrade over the model from the year before. Very incremental, very minimal upgrades. So there is no longer any justification to upgrade to a new phone every year. Nowadays, the average is like every 4 to 5 years before someone upgrades to a new phone. So that means that the sales numbers of smartphones have reduced by a big amount, and in exchange, smartphone companies are increasing the prices of their products in order to make up for the lost sales. At least they get to increase the profit margin of each device that they sell. So by today, a flagship smartphone is at least $1,000, if not higher than that. More profit margin per device sold. So FreeInc is probably doing the same thing over here. A lot of their 1x4 scale Bunny Girl figures end up in the bargain bin. Ami, 50% off, and on top of that, you get 3 times Ami points during certain sale events. So their 1x4 scale not doing well outside of a few select popular characters. They take the same characters, they upsize it to 1x3 scale, and charge it very high, and at the same time increase the profit margin, and here we are today, right? This is the same exact playbook as the smartphone companies, the laptop companies out there. So when I see FreeInc spamming so many pricey 70,000 yen 1x3 scales, it tells me that their stuff are not selling. It seems like instead of diversifying their products, making other kinds of figures, not just giant bunny girls, they have chosen to stick to the same formula of making giant bunny girls, but instead increase the price and the size further. Not sure if this is a good idea, but there are people out there who will buy everything they make, so maybe it will work out for FreeInc. But to me, this is a sign of desperation of a company looking for profits somewhere, yeah. And of course, everything I've said in the last 4 or 5 minutes, they're all conjecture, they're all my own educated guesses. But this really reminds me of what has been happening to the smartphone industry. So I can't help but wonder what is going on over there at FreeInc. And we shall move on to the next brand, Freyja, which is a Chinese brand, I think. And they make a mix of both premium scale figures and also budget figures. The first one here, Diablos called Poseidon. And actually, she is wearing something, but I decided to cover up her backside just in case, Interesting that Diablos Core is actually getting more figures than Brown Dust too. Both of these are like Guna content all the way. Giant Oshiri, Giant Opai everywhere in every character. But Diablos Core is the one getting more love. Interesting. And the next one here also from the same game, Tizona. And I just don't get it. Why do they need to make this pose all the time, you know? Yeah, legs spreading wide open. Third parties love doing it as well. But for this figure, there is really not much to say yet. Can't even see the face clearly over here. No eye decals. Up next, we have original character Catmate Sanjo, and this is the kind of character where most likely this is going to be a low budget figure. Original character, no licensing cost, or rather the licensing cost is very low, so low budget figure. Same thing can be said for this original character Neko no Omoi Mo-chan, another figure which is trying to act cute by spreading her legs wide open, ready to make some babies. Yeah, so not many figures from Freyja, that is it. Moving on to the next brand, FuRyu and Phoenix. They have so many stuff. So the first one here, Arc Knights Antelesia. Wow. It is not exactly that common for FuRyu or Phoenix to make something this complex, this high-end. This is a breath of fresh air, I suppose. And I really hope that they do not screw this up because she looks amazing. The prototype is great, right? I think this is going to cost like 40,000 yen at the minimum. Any less, and I would be really surprised. So Arc Knights is eating good over here, getting great figures overall from many brands. Next up, New Jersey again. This is like a racing version. They call it IRF 2024 version. Looks great, but too much blue color, right? Yeah, too much blue color to my liking. I think the racing version by Apex Toys is slightly nicer, but this is not too bad, really. It is mostly subjective at this point. Oh, I saved 3 pictures. Alright. Next up, oh, this is beautiful. I'm not exactly a big fan of 3D photo frames of anime figures. You know, Myethos is making a few of those. But this one is so detailed. Bang Dream Ave Mujika 3D frame figure. And is this like the first time FuRyu is making something like this? But this is, I mean, look at the level of detail. It is such a waste that this isn't a proper scale figure. I feel like this is wasted. They need to make a proper scale figure of this same exact thing over here without the 3D frame. Wow. Right, here we have Chitose-kun is in a Ramune model bottle, Ramune bottle. This is a seasonal anime that has just finished airing. I haven't watched it yet. Nanase Yuzuki, and from the same anime, Nishino Asuka. So FuRyu and Phoenix, they are no strangers to anime characters, more like they make figures of anime characters more than gacha game characters, which is a good thing. We don't need more Azur Lane or Nikke stuff. And from the same anime, Uchida Yuku. Right, there are so many anime for me to catch up. I don't have the time. Next up here, oh, speaking of Nikke, the Killer Wife Secret Police version. Now this is a version that I really like. And for some reason, the outfit design over here and the color scheme reminds me of the police I see in the UK. Like very similar uniform design without the fan service, of course. I like this one, right? So with the Killer Wife, there are like 3 or 4 figures of her by now, and I haven't decided yet which one to get. Next up, oh, Yunhua Tactical Up. I want this as well. So the interesting thing about FuRyu is that when they choose a Nikke character to make a figure of, they are choosing something that other people, other brands are not making. Yes, they have a figure of Guillotine that came out years ago, and who else? I can't remember the name right now, but yeah, they are going for characters that no one else are making, which is nice actually. Yunhua, just going by the character design alone, maybe yes as well, even though I don't really have 100% confidence in this brand. And here I have Marianne, basically the same thing Freeing made in 1x4. They are doing a 1x7 scale version of it. Not sure yet. I can afford to wait until after release, but I do like it. I mean, the amount of details on her outfit, can't overlook that. I love details so much. Right, next up over here, Martian successor Nadesico, Hoshino Ruri, and Ruri Ruri. Okay, so Good Smile just put a figure of her on pre-order for 18,000 yen last weekend, and yeah, I said that the anime was like from 2000s, and Leon Magnus, right, you corrected me saying that it was from the 1990s. Yeah, that's the thing. See, I don't remember how old it is. It is older than I expected, but thanks for correcting me. So this anime is from 1996 and now it is year 2026. So you said that it is 30th anniversary celebration. Yeah, that is the sad part. I would rather see a remake of some kind, but it is just an anniversary celebration. But 30 years is a long time. Alright, so this one comes as a set over here. Probably 35,000 yen or so. 30 to 35,000 yen. Next up, Marin Kitagawa Neat version. This is the kind of figure where I can see her bargain binning by 30% at least after release. Very simple figure and not exactly measuring up well to every other Marine figures out there, which looks way better and more detailed, you know. So this has to be really cheap, like 16,000 yen cheap. Otherwise, this is gonna bin. Yeah. Next up, yeah, so FuRyu announced a new figure of Marine with this illustration over here, and then they displayed this Marine figure over here in the event. I think they are the same thing, not two separate figures, right? So at least this is a 1x6 scale, not 1x7. Okay, next up we have Nacho Neko Big Noodle Stopper by Kaitendoh, right? So FuRyu has a new noodle stopper line now, which are way bigger than the average noodle stopper. They are huge, in fact. This is one of those figures. Next up, we have Niji Sanji Debbie Devil, and this is a 1x2 scale. At this scale, it is probably roughly the same size as a 1x7 scale figure, I think. More Niji Sanji stuff, XL Bio, and Fuwa Minato, Hanabatake Chaika. What is the design? What is up with the design of this character? And Kagami Hayato. Each of them probably cost less than 20,000 yen, I think. Murakamo Kagetsu, Niji Sanji all the way. Okay, and here we have Nuit Socia. I think this is already pre-order open, right? Also pretty cheap, actually. And what? Oh, we have more. Rain Patterson. Okay. And more Niji Sanji posters at their booth. This is so surprising. Psycho Pass, Tsunemori, Akane, and Kogami Shinya. They're making figures of these two characters in 1x7. And for those of you who have not watched Psycho Pass yet, please watch it. Psycho Pass has 2 or 3 seasons, I think, and on top of that, more movies. I haven't watched all of it yet. I'm just halfway through. So it is basically picturing what will happen to the human race in a few decades in future. And they are surprisingly accurate, you know. AI being used to monitor the human race. That AI technology is used to predict whether a person would commit a crime before the crime is even committed. And when the prediction sets up a red flag, yep, the cops will come after you and maybe arrest you and maybe even torture you. Stuff like that. You have not even committed the crime yet, just that they think you will because AI said so. This is basically Psycho Pass, right? And the plot, everything is great. It is great. I loved this series, man. So to see a figure of these two characters being announced is pretty surprising given that there hasn't been any major announcements about this anime, I think. I don't remember any, but it is surprising to see, Akane especially getting a figure. I think we don't need figures of her. Next up, Freyja again. 3D photo frame, just like that Bang Dream figure earlier. This is a 3D frame. Disappointing. And then Rika Takarada from SS Gridman, already pre-order open, roughly 25,000 yen. Now she looks a lot better in these prototype pictures compared to the official product pictures from a week ago. It is a matter of viewing angle, I think. And this is exactly the kind of figure I really like. So next up here, this is Tanitol, Dungeon Meshi, Marcel, and Farlin. So Marcel, and here Farlin, I think Is this Tenitol tall or the normal Tenitol? I think this is the normal Tenitol, not the big ones. And here we have Tokidoki Bosoto. Yep, the Alia, always something in Russian. Alia Mikhailovna Kujo. This looks like a low budget figure to me. Looks like, but I'm not sure. One of those Tenitol things. And here I have Toho Habukiri artwork, Reizen Udon Gain Inaba. Reizen Udon Gain Inaba. What a mouthful. Okay, and here we have Rumia, also based on Habukiri's art from Toho. And, the artwork, alright. Man, I don't really have much comments otherwise. And here with Elena from Wandering Witch. Too many figures of her, please stop. Guys, please stop, no matter which brand it is. Okay, so here we have more 1x4 scale expensive kimono stuff. This is Evangelion Asuka and also Rei, right? Yoshitoku collaboration with Phoenix. These are like 150 to 200,000 yen each. And another one coming, Sakura Miku. This is going to sell well. Okay, and here this one, Kasugano Sora Gym Clothes version, already pre-order open at the time of publishing this video. She looks fine for what she is, but you know, whenever we talk about the best Kasugano Sora scale figures, I think Alter always comes to mind first. And that is all for FuRyu and Phoenix. We move on to the next brand, GNFtoyz, Nikke Everywhere. That is it. The first one here is Breed Silent Track version, and this is made in collaboration with Hobby Sakura apparently. And I have heard mixed opinions or mixed reactions about her face, but it is a bit too early to tell. Yeah. I do like the props she comes with though. And next up, this thing is 50 centimeters tall. I'm not sure how they are going to balance the weight of the whole thing. Maybe the rod in the middle is actually metal, a thick metal rod. So this is Modernia in her full armor kind of thing. Reminds me of Gundam, you know, like Meteor Unit in Gundam Seed or even Dendrobium Orchis from Universal Century. Reminds me of that. Modernia piloting the whole thing. You can see her sitting in the center. And this will be non-scale, of course, because at 50 centimeters, Modernia would be like tiny in the center, right? Will I get one of these? That remains a question that I am unable to answer for now. This feels like we are reviewing Gunpla rather than reviewing an anime figure. And how much do you think this is going to cost, man? I would say 60,000 yen at the minimum. Yes, 60k, and that might be an underestimate. Next up, we have some chibi figures. Elec and Is That Behemoth? I can't really tell. Anyways, chibi figures, and that is it for GNFtoyz. They are concentrating only on Nikke. Now we shall move on to the next brand, Golden Head Plus. More Blue Archive. The first one here, Nagisa swimsuit. Only an illustration for now. Satsuki from Blue Archive as well. This one looks really good. Looks really promising. And here we have Serika. Finally painted. She was in grey prototype in last year's One Fest. But the pose is once again so bland, so boring. And here we have B. Jenny from Fatal Fury. Futaba Hotaru from Fatal Fury as well. And next up, Melusine, out of nowhere. I'm not sure yet which version they are going for, but they have announced a figure of Melusine from FGO. Alright. Next up, KOF 15, Mai Shiranui. How many figures of Mai Shiranui do they need to make, really? And here we have Angel from KOF 15 as well. Blue Mary from KOF 15. It seems like they saw Kotobukiya making figures from this Bishoujo statue series, and they are making something similar over here, but bigger scale, right? Kotobukiya's Bishoujo statue, they are roughly 1/8 scale. This is all 1/7, I think. And here we have Kula Diamonds, already pre-order open this week. I actually prefer the Kotobukiya one because of the pose. The Kotobukiya one is like, she is unleashing a vertical kick, which is really nice, right? So this one is bigger scale, but Kotobukiya has the better pose. Next up, Shermie from KOF 15 as well. And Dorian, which is a character from Gugudo art. What else do we have? No, this is the last one for Golden Head Plus. Not too many. I was really surprised to see them announcing something from FGO. Moving on to the next brand, the big one, Good Smile Company, Good Smile Arts Shanghai, and Max Factory. I've grouped all of them together in this one single folder to make my job a lot easier, because it is a pain in the butt trying to differentiate which is Good Smile Company, which is Good Smile Arts Shanghai, and which is Max Factory. I just dump all of them in one folder. So the first one here, they are going for L size from Azur Lane. Finally, a second figure of her after the Apex Toys one. Bismarck from Azur Lane. This is a really good one. I don't really want to get too deep into Azur Lane, but figures like this, man, they make me want them so badly. And this is the official picture by Good Smile. Next up, Cowpen's Milky Care version from Azur Lane. Between Cowpens and Kashino, which one has the bigger oppai? Let me know down in the comments below. I think you guys, Azur Lane fans, will know more than I do, but I feel like Kashino is still bigger. Next up, okay, Azur Lane Guam, charming staging. This is from Max Factory, looking really good. Max Factory is a company where I sometimes feel bad for them, you know. They make some of the best figures in the entire anime figure industry, only to see their staff bargain bin every time. Maybe they are manufacturing too many units, right? And here we have Ulrich von Hutton from Azur Lane. This is Good Smile Arts Shanghai. So this is the third figure of her, I think. Third or fourth one. Alto has one, Anigame has one. I think this is the third one. And here we have Bang Dream, Chihaya Aine, Zero Gravity version. Man, these idols are getting a lot of figures. Takamatsu Tomo, Zero Gravity version from Bang Dream. I just couldn't stop staring at the paintwork. You look at the color gradient on her outfit. From blue to white, even like the color gradient. It is so heavy-handed that it almost feels like looking at a 2D artwork, but it is an actual object. Like Good Smile Company, nowadays they seem to be really upping their game in the paint department. And the next one here, Blue Archive Alice Tendo, one of my favorite Blue Archive figures in this entire One Fest. Like, there is this trend about small girls or very short and young girls carrying big-ass weapons for some reason. I mean, it is not just a Black Rock shooter. There are so many examples over at God Eater as well. And over here in Blue Archive, we also give lollies these giant weapons that seem to be heavier than their own body weight. And they have no problems lifting them. Yes, I love stuff like this, man. I will be keeping an eye on this one. Next up, Amy from Good Smile Arts Shanghai in swimsuit. Wait, oh shit. This is not Amy, man. I named the image wrongly. This is Yuka, right? In pajamas version. Amy is the pink hair girl, the next one, I think. Okay, yep, this one. Amy swimsuit by Max Factory. And this sample over here, this actual product being displayed in their booth, it feels unfinished. I wouldn't jump to conclusions yet because the pink color hair and also her black bikini is like a single layer of paint, not enough depth, not enough shading, but this is most likely an unfinished prototype, so I wouldn't jump to conclusion too soon. And here we have Karin Kakudate in uniform, school uniform. Yep, the prototype here looks a bit rough, unrefined even. And here we have Kayoko dress from Blue Archive. And the actual figure on display, this better be 15,000 yen or less, right? I almost feel like I'm looking at a price figure, but once again, I'm jumping to conclusions too soon with these early prototypes. And here we have Kirara by Max Factory from Blue Archive again. Kisaki! Is this Good Smile or Max Factory? I'm not too sure, but anyways, it is so weird that Ryuge Kisaki as a character is so popular, so much so that so many third-party resin brands spammed cultured figures of her, and yet until now we don't really see any scale figures of her. Until this one, that is, right? Where are her figures, man? By every other brand I can think of. This is just the first one. And what else do we have? Mari Idol. Is this on pre-order already? Not yet, I think. But this looks quite finished. Could be quite soon. And Nagisa from Blue Archive by Good Smile Arts Shanghai. Nell. Okay, this is one of the main highlights this event as well. This is by Good Smile Company, I think. So, Mikamo Neru. I just typed Nell over there in the file name, but her name is Mikamo Neru. I really regretted not getting the spiritual one, where she is in the bunny suit, looks very tsundere, no, a big blush on her face, and she is leaning against some kind of stool or a chair, which looks very nice. And that figure, if you were to get it today, the price has gone up 30 to 35,000 yen equivalent, and that is the bare minimum, right? So this one over here, I do like it a lot, but I still have a soft spot for the spiritual one. That would still be my number one figure of Mikamo Neru, but this one is easily in second place. And this official picture over here looks amazing. Yup. Next up, Noah again from Blue Archive. Just now Claynel announced a figure of her as well. It is like the same exact figure, isn't it? The same one. And the actual figure in the event. I just noticed that every character, not every, but most characters in Blue Archive are so skinny. And here we have Sakurako Idol version from Blue Archive. I told you guys, this is Epstein Files edition when it comes to Wonder Festival. There we go, EUSUN Seiya by Good Smile Arts Shanghai. This is the flattest character in this entire Wonder Festival. Yeah. Next up, okay, finally something else. Evangelion, Asuka and Rei, they look amazing. Wow, this is beautiful. Right, and here are close-up pictures from Dengeki Hobby. I know, very skinny, I know. I would prefer if they buff up the character a bit. This is very skinny, but they are just being loyal to the original artwork, I get it. Okay, and next up, this is a very nice pair of figures from Gridman Universe, Shinjo Akane and Takarada Rika. And this is based off an artwork by Torida Mono. They call this the tricked version. I'm not even a big fan of Double SS Gridman, but I feel like I want this pair of figures because they complement each other so well. And here, I think this is the best Miku in the entire Wonder Festival, and it is no surprise that this is coming from Good Smile. Hatsune Miku Hangu Akizuki version. So this one, my price prediction, it will start with a 3. 30,000 yen to 35,000 yen even. Yes. And this one looks quite finished. I think pre-order will open maybe after Chinese New Year. Yep. You can tell the paint on some of the figures, they look very basic. This one looks quite finished. There's some proper color gradients and so on. So this is beautiful. I don't exactly buy Miku figures much, but I feel like I want one just by looking at this picture over here. Next up, the official picture. Wow. This is the kind of Miku figure where you should pre-order early, otherwise the value would go up after release. Yes. Next up, we have Kiana Kaslana from Honkai Impacted. Finally, someone else other than Apex or Myethos is making a figure of her. Though I'm not sure if I like this version or this outfit. It has a very strong Chinese New Year vibe for some reason. Next up here, Medicos Recoil with Chisato and Takina again. This is key visual version. Paintwork looks outstanding once again. Heavy dose of shading and color gradient. Unfortunately, both are holding a pistol right now because, you know, the older version of Takina with that big ass machine gun. I loved that, man. Right, next up over here, I know that I'm going through each figure very quickly because there are too many of them. Ana Yanami swimsuit version from Makeine, losing heroines. So she has finally been painted, right? Last One Fest, she was still in grey prototype, looking good. And okay, this one is already pre-order open. Martian successor Nadeshiko Guri Hoshino, 18,000 yen. Wow, the color on her hair is really nice. Right, next up, Marin Kitagawa Halloween version, Good Smile Arts Shanghai. And this is a really nice figure of her. The problem is that we all know this figure won't come out on time in October. Most likely it will be released in early 2027. Next up, Needy Girl Overdose, Ame-chan. This one is already pre-order open, right? I think so. Yes. One thing that really catches my attention with every figure from this of this character is that her outfit looks like There's this pearl finish, which is very nice to look at. Next up, Nidigal Overdose Candy, chibi figure by Good Smile Arts Shanghai. And here we have, D Killer Wife already pre-order open. It is worth it, 15,000 yen only. Go and get one if you like her. Plain dress, plain golden dress, but the color gradients once again. Nice. Here we have Helm from Nikke by Good Smile Arts Shanghai. No updates compared to the previous event. Still in grey prototype. Too many Nikke figures that I want to buy, man. Right, next up here, Nayuta. Hobby Sakura announced the figure of her, I think. Way earlier, not this one fest. They announced it way earlier, and now Max Factory wants in as well. I don't have a picture of a prototype, but earlier today, just a few hours ago, I saw someone posting the picture of the actual prototype on Facebook, right? So there is already an unpainted sample of this Nayuta figure here. And yes, I want it. Next up, soft vinyl figure of Shifty. Max Factory, I think. And here, Racing Miku 2025, already on pre-order. And, Oshino Shinobu from Shinobi Monogatari. You see, this figure looks so weird because her legs are inside the water, so it almost feels like her legs are very short, even though that is not the case. Just that she's walking inside water, so it looks a bit weird over here to me. Yeah. Snow Miku, already pre-order open, 30,000 yen, big ouch. I still think the Hantengu version earlier is a lot nicer than this one. This one has too much blue. Snowbreak Containment Zone Ichel by Max Factory. It feels like they're testing the market, you know. Snowbreak Containment Zone, I don't see many people talking about this game, but she is clearly popular enough to get a few figures from Chinese brands, but from Japanese brands, it seems like no one is touching it yet. Max Factory is doing it, and I'm liking this already. This is the nice thing about slice of lifestyle anime figures, right? Right, alright, here we have Holo by Saitom Art. Spice and Wolf, Good Smile Arts Shanghai. Holo is always barely wearing anything. Here we have Aston Martin from Uma Musume. So, a lot of Uma Musume stuff. This is by Good Smile. Manhattan Cafe, Uma Musume. Tamamu Cross from Uma Musume. And you see, right, the paint on the hair and on the outfit. Clearly, there is some color gradient. The edges of her hair, darker gray. The blue color outfit, there is light blue, dark blue, and so on. But the actual sample displayed in one face, barely any shading because this is an unfinished prototype. This is like the base paint, the base layer only. Which is why we can't really judge what an anime figure will turn out like based on Wonder Festival pictures. Sometimes we still feel the need to complain about how the face seems a bit off or the paint doesn't look that nice, but this is a reminder where prototypes don't really reflect the final results. Sometimes the difference can be really big. And that would be all for Good Smile Company, Max Factory, and Good Smile Arts Shanghai figures. Quite a lot actually. We move on to the next brand, Hajimio Productions, a new brand and only one figure. This is Bani Posa-chan, original character. Looks pretty nice. I like the character design already. And this is the info, Bani Posa-chan, 1/6 scale, artwork by Yeji. I think this has to be a branch of an existing figure brand. And moving on to the next brand, Hanabee, which is Chinese. Yep, they mostly make low budget figures, but nowadays they are getting into premium scale figures as well. So this one is Nine Ruler's Crown, an anime that I haven't watched yet as well. Finished airing months ago. Kosaka Harukaze. Pictures are kind of dark, and this is the official pick by Hanabee. I have to wonder why they picked such a specific title over here, Nine Ruler Crown, to make figures of. I'm not sure. And from the same series, Kujo Miyako, actual figure and the official pick by the brand. Yuki Kia from the same series. And you know what? I'm liking the characters already. I should give the anime a try. Here we have Angel's Holy Water Milia. Original character, yes, but the paintwork, the shading is quite nice over here. And more FuRyu F showing. Yep, Hanabee wants one as well. What version is this? I'm not too sure. You know, FuRyu F showing, she's just like Sonico. They will take the same character and dress her up in different outfits, and every single one of them inevitably would be made into a figure. So the artist behind the character is printing money. Here we have 02 from Darling in France. I believe this one has already pre-order opened, 20,000 yen or so. A really good looking figure of her. But my favorite figure of her is still the one by Aniplex, which is quite rare and expensive nowadays. Let me correct myself. Aniplex version is my second favorite. My favorite one is the Hadaka one by Max Factory. Next up over here, Hanikami Kanojo, Miyoga Satsuki. I feel like the sofa is getting more of my attention over the figure, but I love the pose, love the smile, very nice. This one, Hyun-sik Choi's Rabbit Sword Princess, original character. And from the same artist, Hyun-sik Choi, White Cat Nurse. I think those of you who love animal girls, you're going to love this. And here we have Nikke Shuen. I want this figure so much because of her stomping of that. I call it Doro version, right? Doro version of her. She's stomping on that thing, and for that reason alone, I want this figure so badly. That blush on her face is just a bonus. Next up, we have Ogipote's illustration Panda Meat. Bani-chan Mia. I think so. Bani-chan Mia. Alright. This has to be a premium figure, can't be low budget because of the base. And here we have Shy Girlfriend Amagasa Suzuru. Shibuya style, yep, Shibuya style, they're making a few figures. The next one, Shibuya style as well. Shy Girlfriend Kanado Arena and also Kugumi Shinoha. And lastly, we have Summer Love Song Fuzuki Hanayo. I thought that this was a low budget figure, but as it turns out, it is a premium figure. 20,000 yen, already pre-order open at the time of publishing this video. But yeah, the hair looks really nice, the color gradients once again, my kind of thing. And so we have more figures of this dead girl, Miyazono Kaori. They are making one. And that would be all for Hanabee. You know, sometimes I feel like I'm just reading out the character and the figures' names and not commenting much else because I have no comment, seriously. Next up, Hirokawa, only one single figure, GAFC Arena by Gu Wise. Reminds me of this anime, what's the name again? Was it even an anime? The character feels very familiar to me. It wasn't Ghost in the Shell, it was something else, right? Okay, anyways, that is the only figure from Hirokawa. Up next, Hobby Sakura, another big one. So the first one here is from Cross Core, Kunlun SP. Is Cross Core and Diblos Core the same thing? I think they are the same thing, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. Okay, next up over here, okay, this is the artwork she's based on. Yes, it is the same thing. There we go, Diblos Core up there. This one is very tame for a Diblos Core character, not lewd enough. Next up, this one is already pre-order open for months, I think. Psycho Bunny from Love Kakao artwork. Oh, this is one of those few bunny girl figures that I really like because of how different she is, and yeah, that knife over there gives more context to the figure. You could display this next to an FGO or a Nikke figure and she would blend in very nicely. Next up, Leviathan. At the time of publishing this video, already pre-order open, 40,000 yen. Ouch, but worth every penny. And if you want this figure at a lower price, do not forget to check out OSGK because this is a Chinese figure, which means they can be cheaper in Chinese websites. So do not overlook OSGK as a potential option to pre-order your anime figures from. Even more so for Chinese brand figures. So please to make use of my links down in the description below for Hobby Link Japan or OSGK. If you're planning to purchase or pre-order anything from these two websites, use my link, click them and enter these websites, and that is how you support this channel. I put in a lot of work today for this video. Right, here, Leviathan closer up look. So it is not just about stealing pictures from the internet. Right click save, and then dump all of them into a folder and making a video talking to it. It is not as low effort as you think because I need to identify literally every figure, every character, what are their names, what are they, where are they from, which game, which anime, what company, and then organize them into proper folders on my computer so that I won't be scrolling around a website on the internet and ending up with something that looks really distracting. You know, when you scroll a website very quickly and images just fly through your eyes, it is very distracting. So rather than browsing a website and reacting to it, I decided to save everything and organize everything on my own. Makes my own work easier as well for this video. So back to this Leviathan over here. Yes, I'm going to pre-order it, right? Okay, next up, Red Hood. Finally, we get to see what Red Hood looks like. You know, weeks ago, Hobby Sakura announced a figure of Red Hood at 1/7 scale, but they showed that artwork behind her over there, right? So I assumed that that artwork over there is what we are getting. As it turns out, that's not the case. This one is what she will look like. I do like her. There is a possibility I will buy this Red Hood, but given the choice, I would prefer if they followed that pose behind in the background. Yeah, that would be nicer. Can't go wrong anyways. This looks nice as well. Not complaining. Right, next up, Scarlet. 2 figures of her by Hobby Sakura. So from what I've heard, Scarlet is extremely popular. I have already purchased the re-release by Good Smile, and will I get the Hobby Sakura version? It is still a yes, most likely. And here we have chibi figures of Nikke characters. I'll just go through them very quickly. Yeah, so adorable, man. And here we have Shifty from Nikke. You know, it looks like she is coming with a Gatling gun. Like the pose, they went for this one. You know what I mean? Yes, I want it. So, are there any Shifty figures so far? Shifty. I think there was a figure of her which is very difficult to find right now. By a Chinese brand. What was the name of the brand again? I can't remember. There is already a scaled figure of her. Only one. Came out years ago before Nikke even blew up. And by today, she is a bit hard to find. I've given up on that one. Estrom Design, that's right. Estrom Design has a Nikke figure of Shifty, I think, if I remembered correctly. So, we just move on to the next figure over here. Oh, a closer up look. I told you guys I love my anime girls with big guns, so I'm getting this as well. Next up, Viper is getting a figure. Oh god. Amakuni, Alter, now Hobby Sakura wants to make a figure of Viper. And there's a 1/4 scale of her coming too, right? Next up, original characters. Finally, Nikke is over. Original character, Cocktail Girl. Alright, looks nice, but I'm not getting this, like, don't really have much attachment for original characters. FuRyu Asako, basically just a swimsuit, a bikini, original character as well. 1/6 scale. Okay, they are doing this in 1/6 scale. Maybe it is one of those resin figures, right? Hobby Sakura has a select few resin figures, and they are very expensive, and I've no idea why they did that, to be honest. Next up, original character, Moon Witch Police, Marshmallow. This reminds me of a particular Dead Alive character, Yoshinon. Yes, Yoshinon. Really reminds me of her. But she probably doesn't have blue hair or anything like that. Next up here, this one is already pre-order open. Raita Art, Kotone Sasaki, Absolute Whiteness. That name is quite misleading because she is not absolutely white color. Obviously, her dress is black. This is the unpainted sample, and here is the painted one. I have to say, man, the paint on her dress is something else. Hobby Sakura really knows what I want. Here we have Ryoichi Art Miko Race Queen version. Basically, original character again. We don't even have a face yet. And here we have more chibi figures of Stellar Blade. Come on, Hobby Sakura, make a scale figure of Eve from Stellar Blade because, yeah, the one by Flare is not nice at all and it is overpriced. So please, Hobby Sakura, you guys have a relationship with Shift Up Corporation already, so make a scaled figure of her, please. Not just Eve, we also need a figure of Raven, right? Right, these are the chibi figures only for now. And here we have original character Sue Ace Art, married woman elf. And this is the unfortunate thing. There is a dark elf and the, I'll just call it white elf, white elf version. And both of them are facing the same direction, right? Yeah, the face is facing the left side, the Oshiri is facing the right side. So imagine if they are mirror images, the dark elf would be facing one side and the white elf would be facing the other side. So it feels like a pair of twin sisters but different skin color, and there would be a nicer display. You know, when you have two figures symmetrically mirroring each other, it looks very nice in the display, right? Very aesthetic. So it feels like missed opportunity over here. I feel like either one should have been flipped the other direction, but I get it. They have to be loyal to the original artwork by the artist. If the artist says no, then they can't do that. But I do feel that either one of the characters should be flipped. Yeah. And here we have the last one, I believe, Yeji Art Mari Bani version. So there is nothing much to see yet. And that would be all for Hobby Sakura, which you can sum up into three things: Diablos Core, Nikke, or Shift Up Corporation stuff in general, and original characters. No, Brown Dust 2 stuff, I'm sad. Moving on to the next one, what else do we have here? Hobby Stock, of course, they make Miku stuff only. They also have other figures, but they love making Miku stuff. This is Hatsune Miku Digital Stars 2025 version, and of course, she's going to come out in 2027. They are always behind schedule. So that is all for Hobby Stock. We have Honey. They actually make both action figures and scale figures. I'm covering only the scale figures. They have action figures of Nokitashi characters, by the way. Yeah, I'm not covering that because I've covered those in the previous One Fest last year and there are no updates. They are still unpainted. So here we have a pair of High School DxD figures. Kano in this reverse bunny outfit. Yeah, reverse bunny, I think. And also Ria's Grammary. And that would be it for Honey. The brand logo is Honey 2, that is actually square, Honey Square, and that is pronounced as Honey from what I'm aware of. Moving on to the next brand, Kadokawa and KDcolle, another big brand with a lot of stuff. Chiyu from Ane Narumono. I think there are quite a number of figures of her, right? From Wing, from Max Factory, and who else? Quite a number of her figures out there. I mean, she's nice, but not my kind of thing. And next up, okay, closer up picture. Next one here, Razorlin style Atelier Ryza. How many figures of her do we need? Seriously? I think it is probably just the picture. I think from this angle, she looks okay, but from this angle over here, it looks like she is staring into blank space, like daydreaming or something. No eye contact with us, the people who bought the figure or looking at the figure. It looks a bit off over here, but maybe I'm reading too much into it. You just need to look at the figure from the correct angle. Next up, I became friends with the second cutest girl in class. Yep, seasonal anime, and also, yep, I haven't watched it yet. Ume Asanagi. So, this is Kadokawa we're talking about. They produce anime, so obviously they're going to make figures of anime characters, right? And they spammed a lot of Love Live stuff. The original Love Live cast is coming back because they're obviously the best. The newer ones, they keep getting shittier and shittier for some reason. This is Ayase Ellie from Love Live, just a standee for now. They're making a figures of it. Next one here, they have announced this for a year or a year and a half, and there are no updates yet. Ellie Ayase, Tojo Nozomi, and Kurosawa Dia, set of 3. This was since One Fest more than a year ago. One Fest 2024, I think. And they are still showing us this same illustration. Next up, okay, Hanayo Koizumi from Love Live, the original cast. Oh, that base is ugly AF. God. This better be low budget figures like 9,000, 10,000 yen. Because KDcolle, they do have a series of low budget figures called Kadokawa Light. This better be a Kadokawa Light figure. If that is the kind of base you're getting. Okay, next up, Honoka Kosaka, Hoshizora Rin. They don't even have a sample yet. Kotori Minami, Nishiki no Maki. I still have her figures by Alter. I even bought 2 of them. I don't know why I did that, but I have 2 figures of her. One, I've already lost the base. The other one is complete. Next up over here, Nozomi Tojo and Umi Sonoda. Oh god, the bases these figures are being displayed with triggers me so much for some reason. Okay, Yazawa Nico. You know what's funny? I think there was an incident happening. Was it my country or somewhere else? I'm not too sure. So there was this guy. He bought a pre-owned Yazawa Nico figure from another person on the internet, and then money transfer was carried out online. And whenever you make a purchase or payment, sometimes you have the option to key in transaction details. What is this for? And this guy would type there Nico Nico Ni, which is her own dance of some kind. She would type Nico Nico Ni in the transaction details for that particular transaction, and that triggered some kind of red flag within the banking system, and he got blacklisted, not blackmailed. That guy got blacklisted, and he had to explain to the bank what does Nico Nico Ni means, because they interpreted it as a code word for drug trafficking for some reason, which was hilarious. It happened so many years ago, but I still remember the story until today. Right, so back to the next figure here, Ayase Ellie 5th anniversary version from Love Life Days. And here we have Otomune Kozue Love Life Days 5th anniversary version as well. Love Life, Love Life, Love Life. Really. Alright, finally something else. From Maho Shoujo ni Akugarete, we have Magia Azul. Please tell us we can cast her off, like, the white color portion on the chest, replace it with something that is exposed or pie. I think they're going to do that, Yeah. Everything about this figure is nice already. You just need a cast off part. And here we have Sentenced to be a Hero, Theorita. Interesting. So this anime, I've heard a lot of good things about it. I previewed episode 1 a little bit, and it feels like one of those overrated anime where people hype it up because of how fluid the animation is, and the first episode is 1 hour long. It reminded me of Mushoku Tensei a bit, but it feels a bit overrated. But yes, I do plan to watch this one regardless because lolly. Right. Next up, Shakugan no Shana is getting another figure. Shana was great, man. If you are into old school anime or you have been watching anime for as long as I do, since the late 2000s, Shakugan no Shana was a legend back then. 3 seasons, right? The ending was something that people had mixed reactions to, like not an ending we liked, but overall the entire series was still legendary. And here we have Slayer's Lina Inverse, another classic from the 1990s. No, I've known Slayers for one thing and only one thing, the theme songs by Megumi Hayashibara. I loved her songs back then. Yeah. This one, Spice and Wolf, Holo again. Suzumiya Haruhi's 20th anniversary version. Fun fact, Suzumiya Haruhi was the character that made me get into collecting anime figures, and my first ever anime figure was Suzumiya Haruhi, albeit a bootleg. It was a bootleg, but that was my first ever figure. I liked Haruhi so much that I saw a figure of her being sold in some local supermarket or shopping mall. I knew it was a bootleg, right? But it was so cheap, she looked decent, so I bought it anyway. My first ever figure. Will I buy a scale figure of her today? I'm not so sure though. Next up, World Emotion Nemophila. No idea what is this thing. Nemophila. I want the sofa though. Right, next up over here, Yusha no Kuzu, also an ongoing seasonal anime, Aki Jogamine. And the only reason why I did not watch it is because I did not like the art style of the anime. Yes, I judge people by their cover. I judge anime by the cover. I judge a book by the cover. That's who I am. Once I don't like the character art or the character design or the animation quality, game over. I won't watch it at all. Yeah. And that would be all for Kadokawa. Right, let's move on to the next brand over here. Kaitendoh. Okay, so Kaitendoh is a brand that I don't really have good opinions of. And many of their figures in the past, at least, they were resin. I think nowadays they make both resin and PVC. So this is pretty random. Record of Lodos War Didorito. This is a really old anime, like 1990s or 2000s. Record of Lodos War is really old. I never watched it. How much is this going to sell for? At least 30,000 yen, I think, going by the base over there. And next up, Gugudo art. This is surprising. I never thought I would see Kaitendoh making a Gugudo art figure. Hatsune Bani version. Too bad, I don't think there will be any cast off. And the last one here, Suzumiya Haruhi no Yutsu Yuki Nagato. Yep. Until today, I have a specific figure of Suzumiya Haruhi that I really treasure. I love it a lot. The Gekiso version by Max Factory. It was a Wonder Festival exclusive back in year 2008. I still have it today. Okay, moving on to the next brand, Kaiyodo. They normally do action figures with Voltec, but they love making Hatsune Miku scale figures, only Miku. So here we have two Miku figures. The first one here, just Hatsune Miku. What version, I'm not sure, but a lot of Chinese influence, obviously. Looks pretty. Too bad being overshadowed by the Good Smile version earlier. And here we have another one. This is an update from the previous One Fest last year. She is now finally painted. Hatsune Miku Kotori version. Bird version. This is cute. And this feels like something that is appropriate for Halloween decoration. It feels that way to me. Must be because of the orange. Right, moving on to the next brand. KAWA Design, low budget Chinese brand. The first one here, Girls Frontline Exilum Swami KP31. Birthday suit, basically. Too bad she does not come with a rifle. I want my GFL figures to come with their firearms, right? But it still looks really nice. If the price is low, why not, right? And next one here, oh, we are getting extra hands and an extra faceplate, but no rifle again. Original character Alice already pre-order opened a week ago. This is like 11 or 13,000 yen for the deluxe version with this tentacle base, and you should really get it. This is very nice for a low price. And that would be all for KAWA Design. We move on to the next brand, KOIKOI, another low budget Chinese brand. Actually, these low budget Chinese brands, they are technically not under Wonder Festival. They are under Ami Hobby Camp 40. But I put all of them in one single video, right? The first one here, Amagi Shino artwork, Receptionist Chan. And this looks like one of those receptionist characters you see in a guild, in an isekai or MMORPG anime or game. That girl you talk to every time you want to do something at the guild. Yep, exactly that. Next up, artwork by Anmi, Black Swan, and also White Swan. Black Swan and White Swan. So I think they're wearing similar outfit but different colors. They look like twins to me. And original art again, Asanagi art. Like, you see that face, it is Asanagi art. Yumi Cow Print Bikini version. Wait, I only have one picture? I thought I saved two pictures. But anyways, another cow bikini figure. Too many of them. Bishoujo Mangekyo Kagari no Kiriye. Yep, two different faceplates and two different hairstyles you can display her with. Is this flatter or Yurizono Seiya earlier is flatter? I still think Seiya is the flattest character though. We are comparing how flat anime characters are right now. Next up, what do we have here? Bunny Garden Hana. So, Barney Garden Miyuka. Yep, the three girls, right? They look like Power Rangers, a red color one, a yellow color one, and a blue color one. Barney Garden Miyuka, and also Rin. Yep, the three girls. This is the yellow one, I think. Next up, there we go. Sophia F showing again, Bunny Suit Planning by KOIKOI. But this coming from KOIKOI, the price is likely to be quite low. Maybe under 10,000 yen. Think of this as a bunny girl figure. It could have been any character, but they decided to put Sophia's head on it. And here we have Frank artwork, Mellow. Bunny girl again. Hokiboshi artwork, Momoko uniform. Now this is nice. This looks very photogenic. I could have placed this figure outdoors on the ground on the grass and took photographs, and it would look really nice. It will look like a girl walking home after school. Yeah. This is the nice thing about slice of life anime figures, you know. They inspire me when it comes to figure photography. Alright, Maitetsu last run, Hachiroku. I really wanted the outer one, you know, the one that comes with 2 figures in the box. I really wanted that one because of the micro bikini. Or I should just get the 1x3 scale by Phat Company. I forgot about that one. This one is likely to be cheap. Like, the detail level of this figure, even from these pictures, I can tell that it is on the low side. Probably 10,000 yen range, right? I feel like I'm looking at a slightly better price figure, but there's nothing wrong with that if the price reflects that. And here we have Michiha's original character, Lina Bell Roll. Lina Bell Roll, I feel I've seen this before by other brands. Is it Union Creative? I've seen this character before. Next up, Mignon Art Candy. Mignon Art really looks like another Rudo character to me, which means she's going to sell well. And here we have Mignon Art Strawberry. You know, this is so confusing to me. They call this character Candy, which I can understand because there are white color candies out there. But why is this character called Strawberry when she is blue and white color instead of red and pink? And here we have Shion Elfin, SG's original character, Bunny version, already pre-order open. A fairly low budget figure, was it like 11,000 yen or so? Yeah, pre-order open this week. Nothing special in my opinion. And lastly, we have Ururihi Art Umise Aoha. Yep, this is the last one. Now this Speedo style swimsuits, they look amazing when painted nicely. But if you compare this to whatever Amakuni does, right, Amakuni's paintwork is obviously a few levels higher. The color gradient is a lot more prominent than what we see over here. But for 10,000 yen each, this is good enough. So that is all for KOIKOI. What other brands do we have? Kotobukiya. Yep, they showed up in One Fest. But Kotobukiya tend to have their own event. You know, Kotobukiya Collections event, which is in a week's time, I think. And also Mega Hobby Expo. They rarely attend One Fest. If they do, they display very few products, just like this case over here. So this is the Kula Diamond figure I was talking about earlier when we discussed about the Golden Head Plus version. I like this Kotobukiya version a lot more because of the pose. Right, this kick over here, this is so much nicer. I'm sorry, Golden Head Plus. I prefer this version. And the next one here, Yuri Sakazaki. SNK Bishoujo as well, but I'm not sure which game is this. KOF 2? It is, right? Yeah, so Kotobukiya only displayed or announced these 2 figures in One Fest Winter 2026. Moving on to the next brand, MAGI Arts. Right, so we have Akuma no Riddle, Haru Ichinose, and Azuma Tokaku. It is a game, I believe, and even if you do not play the game, I recommend you to at least watch the anime. It was only 12 episodes, one single season. It was great. And the best thing about this anime is the music. The theme songs, they're amazing, right? I have the entire album in my phone. So this is based off a specific scene in the game or the anime. Yep. It is a bit like Danganronpa where they fight to the death, a battle royale. So these 2 figures has finally been painted, has been announced since last year. Here we have Sophia F. Sharing, already pre-order open, over 30,000 yen. And this is the kind of details I love to see in my anime figures. And she does have a cast-off part where her oppai is, preparing to launch, to fire like missiles. Not displayed in this event over here. Next up, Chi from Chobits, already pre-order open this week. Yep, around 24,000 yen, right? 22 or 24,000 yen for the deluxe version. Anime character, see? So this One Fest, we are getting anime characters more than usual. The same thing can be said for the next one, Cutie Honey Nova 2. This is also a classic. And yeah, 2 bad pictures. This one is a bit too bright to my liking, or a bit blurry, and this one is a dark picture. And look at the face part on the lower left. Yep, this is something edgy. Next up, Hayore Nyaruko-san, also pre-order open, around 22,000 yen. So I asked in my Discord server, are there any Germans? What do you guys think? Can you buy this and display in public, if you know what I mean? And someone from Austria replied, not a problem. Most of us don't think about that unless you make it super obvious or you are trying to be offensive. Yeah. Actually, this pose is very common in anime. I've seen it so many times. Even Power Rangers, they also make this kind of poses. And this one is a nice 1/6 scale. Right? I also have a Naruto figure by Max Factory from so many years ago. It was Hadaka Apron. I got it at the bargain bin price of like 5,500 yen. Yeah, no joke. 5,500 yen for 1/7 scale figure. Next up, KOF 15 Mai Shiranui again. This is like a semi-adult looking version. And Saya from Sayano Uta already pre-order open. This one is worth getting, right? In fact, I think this is the best Saya figure out there, out of so many options. And here we have White Album 2, Kazusa Toma, and Yukina Ogiso. Man, this is nostalgic. I've watched White Album so long ago. Both Season 1 and Season 2, they are kind of unrelated actually. Like, same universe, but they're unrelated, right? Romance anime. I don't remember anything more anymore by today. It was so long ago. So, as you can see, anime characters getting expensive skill figures. And that is all for MAGI Arts. Moving on to the next brand, Medicos Entertainment, which I will be focusing on only their skill figures. This one, they are all on pre-order already for the past few months. Balalaika from Black Lagoon looks amazing. Oh. And you look at her scars on her face, on her chest, on her thighs. I wish that we get more of this stuff in other anime figures, you know, battle damage version as they call it, which is often just torn clothes. I would love to see a bit more obvious injuries, right, like this one. Next up, Ravi from Black Lagoon, also pre-order open for a long time. Like, you want a skill figure from Black Lagoon, you look for Medicos, whether you like the company or not. And here we have Roberta, yeah, the Pew Pew maid as I call it. She always has big guns stored underneath her skirt. Psycho maid of some kind. And here we have Bunny Garden Rin. You know, Medicos Entertainment has never been the kind of company to make figures with a lot of fan service, so this is a bit unusual if you ask for my opinion. And here we have Doro Hedoro Nikaido. She looks like that girlfriend of yours, yandere girlfriend, who has found out that you were hanging out with a different girl for the rest of the day while she is at home cooking for you. Yeah. Next up, oh yes, this Ilya 1/4 scale, we have just discussed about her in detail in the recent Figure News Fix, so I won't go into detail again, except for that face over there, which I said I wasn't sure what kind of exclusivity it is. And then Wayne, right? Wayne, you told me in Discord that it is a Medicos Entertainment online exclusive. There we go. That was predictable, I have to say. I'm not too surprised by that, but it sucks, right? Medicos Entertainment online exclusive, which means it is not easy to get. They are most likely not going to ship to your country, so you need a proxy. Yeah, that really sucks. Moving on to the next one here. So this series over here, I have no idea what it is. Suddenly, a few companies are making figures of these characters over here. From Galaxy, Express, Milky, Subway, Makina, and Chiharu. These two characters. I think Phat Company also announced figures of her. Yeah. So this is by Medicos. Next one here, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Gyro Zappelli. Not touching JoJo stuff, though they are very popular. And here we have Johnny Joestar from the same series. Scale figure. They also announced dozens of action figures from this series, which I won't be covering, by the way. And moving on to the next one, Mahjong Fight Girl G14 EO. Mahjong Fight Girl. This really reminds me of a very specific character. What's the name again? I can't remember things now, but I will cover those characters in the Wing Company section later on. They announced some new figures. Yeah, Bomber Girl. The character design really reminds me of Bomber Girl. I wonder if it is by the same artist. And here we have Needy Girl Overdose Pichan, the cat. And okay, Masked from Nikke. This one is already pre-order open, like 22,000 yen or so. I am fairly interested, but you know, I am having some reservations because the quality control of this brand is inconsistent. And here we have Oyama Mahiro. Yes, so I thought that Ilya was the first 1x4 skill by Medicos, and then someone corrected me saying that it is this figure from Onimai. Yeah, you are correct. I have forgotten that this figure existed actually. So it seems like Medicos Entertainment is going for 1x4 scale lollies. And this faceplate, let me guess, Medicos Entertainment online exclusive again, which really sucks. Yeah, I think this face is like a must-have for this specific character. Next up, Setokai Nemo Anawa Aru again. And it has to be Michinoku Komaro, not other characters for some reason. Okay, Senran Kagura New Link Toki. This one is already on pre-order for months already. This is something where you might want to pre-order early. And if pre-orders have closed, good luck then, right? These are quite popular actually. Next up, Yugure from Towano Yugure. Just pre-order opened last week. And oh, she is holding a beam saber. I did not notice it when I covered her last week in Ami because I did not click on the pictures, which was, my own laziness, I know. But I requested for a huge cannon, right? Which she used in the anime. Okay, beam saber is fine. Better than nothing. Right, moving on to the next one. No, that is the last figure. Okay, so this is the last scale figure by Medicos Entertainment. Let's move on to the next one, which would be Megahouse. Not too many, fortunately. The first one here, chibi figures from Alien Stage, Mizu and Sua. No idea what that is. Next up, Rain Mikamura from Gundam G. This is a 1x4 scale B style, which means this is a collaboration with Freyja. And I'm not sure how popular Rain Mikamura is, like Gundam G, right? Gundam G was a bit controversial. To me, it was really dumb as far as a Gundam franchise is. But I still watched the whole thing, 50 episodes. That was so many years ago. And here, Kira Yamato, Gundam Seed Master Race. Next up, Idol Master Shiny Colors, Madoka Higuchi. Now this looks really nice, the face expression. Oh. And next up, KOF 98 Mai Shiranui. Now this is a Mai Shiranui that I really like. The pose and everything, very attractive. And the sad part about this figure is that Megahouse is most likely going to make her very tiny, like 1x8 scale, and ask over 20,000 yen for it. Next up over here, Roxy Migodia Melty Princess Series. Chibi figures, 8,000 yen, already pre-order open last week. And lastly, Michinoku Komaro again from Setokai Nemo wa Anawa Aro. It is so weird, you know, every company only goes for her and not other characters. And that would be all for Megahouse. And by the way, this is a Melty Princess, a low budget figure, a tiny one. Okay, let's go back here and jump to the next company, Miraimira, which is a fairly new company. Their name first appeared last year. Very new company. So this is Yumiya Liskfeld from Atelier Yumiya. Probably the one you see in that picture that is getting made into a figure. And we have more idol stuff. Gakuen Idol Master. Fujita Kotone again. Hanami Saki. Tsukimura Temari. The same three girls, right? From other brands. And the best one here. Mato Seihei no Slave Yamashiro Ren. So I've just caught up to the latest episode in season 2. I'm loving this series so much. Not necessarily because of the fan service, but rather this woman is so full of ego because she is the leader and she looks at everyone else as pets. Everyone else are her pets, right? So I think it was in episode 4. She is the one who has to become a pet to the guy that she looks down on, which was hilarious. And she still hasn't gotten over it yet. Yamashiro Ren is getting quite a few figures from different brands in this event. And let's move on to the next brand, Musemolds. So with Musemolds, it is High School DxD again. I wonder if season 5 is airing soon. Why are there so many High School DxD figures all of a sudden? So here have Rias Grammary and Arcano in cheerleading outfit. not enough fan service, sadly. Very new company, no track record, nothing released yet, right? Here we have Uzaki, Hana, and Suki, her mom, also in cheerleading outfit. And to be honest, all these 4 figures over here, including the 2 figures behind, Rias and Akeno, they look fairly low detail. I hope that these figures are not too expensive, not more than 20,000 yen. And even if they were to ask exactly 20,000 yen for each of these figures, I still think they are way too expensive. But who knows, maybe they will look better. These are prototypes after all. Moving on to the next brand. Myethos, another big brand, and Myethos is cooking up good stuff, yo. Okay, first up, Arc Knights, we have Amiya. This is Gift Plus. So the unfortunate thing about Myethos is that nowadays they focus a lot on their low budget line, Gift Plus. They announce a few expensive premium scale figures here and there, but not as many as Gift Plus, which is really a shame because Myethos is the kind of Chinese figure company which can go toe to toe with Hobby Sakura and Apex Toys, and they are older than both of these 2 companies, right? They have been around for at least 10 years now. Just that people did not know about them back then, when they were making original characters that nobody wanted. And since they got into these gacha game characters, their popularity went up. Many people loved their figures and found out that they make really good quality figures. And in fact, I think Myethos, their quality control consistency is slightly ahead of Apex Toys. Just that they are not as big as Apex, they don't make as many figures. So yeah, they are being overshadowed in a way. So back to this one here, Amiya getting a Gift Plus figure. And we have Calcit, also a Gift Plus, which is a shame. There is a brand making a premium scale of her, but I can't remember which one. I don't think Calcit requires a proper premium scale figure. Next up, Lapland. Okay, this one is already pre-order open, so I'll just skim through. Really nice, right? Yeah. And here we have Miss Christine from Arc Knights, and this is diorama frame. Recently, they have this 3D photo frame of Guanmei from Honkai Star Rail. Right? Is that already out or is that on pre-order? I can't remember. So that one, it is very similar to the 3D photo frame by FuRyu and Phoenix earlier. I think it is a very, very unique product. Like, you do not necessarily need to display anime figures. You can have some 3D photo frames on your shelf and it would look really nice. So I can see people buying it, but I still prefer proper figures, of course. So this is Miss Christine from Arc Knights, and then we have Skadi from Arc Knights. This is Gift Plus, unfortunately. I have to mention and emphasize it that this is Gift Plus, not a premium scale figure, because it looks a lot more detailed than a typical low budget figure. And this is my favorite Myethos figure. Pre-order opens already, right? You can get it on Hobby Link Japan once again, or get it on OSGK. I think it is really cheap on OSGK, cheaper by a huge amount. So this is Yvonne from Arc Knights. I won't discuss in detail for now because this weekend's figure news fix on Sunday, that is where we'll go into detail about this figure. But they displayed her in one fest, and we have a pretty girl which looks like Raphael from Azur Lane, and all of these computer screens surrounding her. Like the perfect gamer girl setup. I want it so badly. So the price in Hobby Link Japan is 38,000 yen, but way below that in OSGK if you do the conversion on the currency. Next up, Arc Knights Chibi figure Yu. Pre-order opened as well this week. And here we have Formidable from Azur Lane. This is a dark picture, and here's something closer. Formidable, I will always vouch for the one by Alter. Fortunately, the value on that has not gone up yet. The price is fairly stable, roughly 30,000 yen range, but this is a really nice figure of her. Yeah, this looks really nice. Won't be cheap, probably at least 30,000 yen as well. Right, moving on to the next one, Fairy Tail, another Swan Lake. So, just minutes ago, I mentioned that Myethos, their earliest days, their first few years, right, making anime figures, they were making original characters. And by that, I was referring to this specific series, Fairy Tail Another, right? Their earliest line of anime figures back then, they will take existing fairy tale concepts like Alice in Wonderland or any other Disney stuff you can think of and reimagining it into a Bishoujo figure, just like this one over here. This is based off Swan Lake. So that those were the figures they were making 10 years ago, 8 years ago. And then at some point they stopped making it, now they are back. Interesting. And I have to ask over here, is that you, Rei Ayanami? Okay, next up, Genshin Impact is actually getting some figures. Okay. I thought Genshin Impact is so dead, but making them into low-budget figures makes so much sense, right? So this is Columbinia Hyposelenia from Genshin Impact. Yup, gift plus low-budget figure, 6,000 yen roughly. When you have something like that over her face, I can't enjoy looking at her face, man. And here we have Durin from Genshin Impact, also gift plus. The third Genshin Impact figure, Skirk, also gift plus. Now, Genshin has been dead for several anime events and now we have several figures of her being announced. Skirk again, closer up look, and Honkai Impacted Alicia Little series. Yeah, the chibi versions, right? They are doing that for their Honkai style characters as well. And this is Alicia from Honkai Impacted, a proper scale figure. Finally, huh? They saw Apex Toys printing money with Alicia, now they're making a scale figure of her as well. And earlier this year, I predicted that there will be a scale figure of Cyrene, which is basically Honkai Star Rail's version of Alicia. So far, no signs of that happening yet. But we have another Wonder Festival and Mega Hobby Expo to go for the rest of the year. There's still a chance of that happening. We'll see. So we do have Cyrene later on, but gift plus. Here we have Kiana Kaslana from Honkai Impacted. This is expensive, like 34,000 yen, already on pre-order for a few months, but looks really promising. In fact, I like this Kiana a lot more than the Good Smile version earlier. Is that you, Kerching? Like every single Hoyoverse character, they look like each other. This reminds me of Kerching. Next up, yep, Cyrene, there we go. Cyrene from Honkai Star Rail, but it is a gift plus for now. Premium scale figure, please, right? Make a premium scale figure. Apex or Myethos or both of you even. Next up, Honkai Star Rail Firefly Gift Plus, already on pre-order. This one is going to sell so well. Well, the quality is about what you would expect for a Gift Plus figure, and this is already way above a typical pop-up rate. Next up here, Herta from Honkai Star Rail, also a Gift Plus. It is insane that something like this is going for 6,000 yen, but if you look closer, then it is starting to become obvious why this is low budget. Like the gold paint over here does not look very nice. It looks a bit uneven, right? But who knows what the final product will be like. Maybe more polished than what we're looking at because prototypes, man. Moving up next, Honkai Star Rail Hyacinth, Gift Plus again. No comments. Gift Plus everywhere. And here we have Kafka from Honkai Star Rail, the diorama series. Now, Kafka is the kind of character where I would entertain the idea of having a 3D photo frame. I do like her character design because I love my purple hair waifus. Next up, Honkai Star Rail Kafka, again, Gift Plus. And I have no idea why they are displaying this figure in Wonder Festival when this came out in May or July last year, long ago, which is really weird. Are they re-releasing this thing in a slightly different color? I have no idea. And next up, diorama series Finon from Honkai Star Rail, the photo frame again. And Robin from Honkai Star Rail. Yep, this looks really nice actually. And they cost like 9,000 yen each. I believe this one is already on pre-order, roughly 9,000 yen plus, which is not bad. Here we have Sunday from Honkai Star Rail, Gift Plus series again. Could have mistaken it for a premium scale figure if you look at it from far, right? And here we have Neko Art AZD full dress. Yep, this is a premium scale figure. And before the figure even pre-order opens or even releases, I'm telling you guys to avoid it because it is going to bin after release for sure. Anything that is Neko Art, regardless of the brand, it will bin. So wait for the price to drop before buying it, right? And here we have Myethos Neko Art again, Fukashin Ryoiki Meika. Now this is my kind of character. Pretty girl with big sword, right? Next up, Reverse 1999 Medicine Pocket Gift Plus again. Reverse 1999. All these games that I don't have any plans of playing, but they have nice characters. Here we have Zenless Zone Zero Asaba Harumasa Gift Plus. Too many Gift Plus figures, Myethos. Make more premium stuff, please. Alan Joe from Zenless Zone Zero. Gift Plus again. Yeah, we already have a skill figure from Apex Toys. And here we have Hoshimi Miyabi Gift Plus from Zenless Zone Zero. And I believe this is the last figure from Myethos. A lot of good stuff. Yes, it is the last one. So let's move on to the next figure. Nocturnus. Okay, this is an 18 plus figure brand. So the few figures I'm covering over here, they are not 18 plus, right? They are not customable. Meido Buso X. This is the Street Gear version, already pre-order open, and the ultimate version, the premium version, right? On Ami is like 70,000 yen or something. If I remember correctly, it was insane. But it comes with a very nice custom base. Not custom base, diorama base, right? And here we have Javelin. Until today, I still really want that Amakuni version. I really want a figure of this Javelin, the Amakuni one. Next up, original character Hiyori. Lolly with big opai. Original character Sasaki Kana. What is up with that sitting pose? And the character isn't even that attractive. Next up, Tenohira no Odoriko, original character again, but I think this one is customable, like the parts in front, you can peel it off if I'm not mistaken. Very detailed as you can see, and Nocturne or Nocturnas, they are one of the top tier edgy figure brands. I have no problems recommending their stuff. Original character Tromere. No comment, man. Original characters, I don't even know what to say. And here we have a really muscular character, Tensei Koroshiamu Malbaroque. Wow. Looks like something I see from Dragon Ball or something. And that would be all for Nocturne's Save for Work figures. Save for Work. As if you can display them at your workplace. Moving on to the next brand, Orchid Seed and Felino. So I found out something new about this brand. You know, sometimes we see the name Orchid Seed, sometimes we see Felino, sometimes we see Tuberosa Plus, which are all the same company. So what I've learned so far, the name Tuberosa Plus is for their 18 plus figure division. Like you can cast off both the top and the bottom that is under Tuberosa Plus. And Orchid Seed is more like edgy figures. You can cast off the top but not the bottom. Just found out about it a few days ago. So more Sophia F showing, yes, just a CGI render for now. And here we have Natsune-chan Karori art. Pictures are so yellow. And here we have Chocola from Nekopara, 1x5.5 scale. Very specific, 1x5.5. And also Vanilla, of course, they come as a set, 1x5.5 scale. I need to emphasize that because of their size. And finally, this is a surprise to me. Rosario Vampire Kuromu Kurono. This is a re-release by Orchid Seed. This figure came out like 10 years ago and now they are re-releasing it. No, Rosario Vampire, I watched the anime when I was in college like a decade ago. I loved the show so much. And there is a good small figure of the main character called Mocha Akashiya, a vampire, white hair vampire. I really wish that figure gets a re-release. It was amazing. That figure is super rare, super expensive by now. And other than Mocha Akashiya, the next girl, which is like attracted to the main character, the dude, you know, it is a harem anime after all, is this succubus over here. Kuromu Kurono. And this figure was very popular back then as well. So why the re-release now? I'm not sure. Right? The timing is a bit weird to me. That is all for Orchid Seed. Let's move on to the next brand. Otherware. Otherware, they made a lot of action figures, which I'm not covering, but for scale figures, there is only one. Yep, Sophia F showing again. And this one, her opai looks even bigger than usual. I'm not sure why they're doing this. This is like a magic hat version or something. So this is the only scale figure Otherware has announced in this event. Moving on to the next brand, which is a big one. Phat Company, right? So the first one here, Alice Gear Aegis, Comet, Saint, Sumugi, and Rakuka Akiru. Sounds familiar. Alice Gear Aegis sounds really familiar to me. And here we have Atelier Yumiya Riskfeld again, swimsuit version. Oh god, the plastic god is really, yeah. making the figure less attractive, but I know that it is necessary, otherwise the weight distribution is off and the figure might lean in future. And here we have Azur Lane, Champion of Unicorn. One of the flatter characters in Azur Lane that seems to keep getting new figures. Cleopatra from Azur Lane. This one is finally painted, right? Last year, she was still in grey prototype. So I find it interesting that Cleopatra in FGO looks nothing like this. But NITOQUIZ in FGO looks very similar to this character. It is like these games, right? When they design a new character, they are just copying each other. So this is Azur Lane's version of Cleopatra, which really looks like NITOQUIZ to me, man. The suntan lines are really nice though. And next up, cow pants again. Milky Cat. Wait, Good Smile announced a figure of this and Phat Company announced the same exact thing. This has happened once before, that mysterious alter ego, the penguin girl from FGO, Alter made a figure of her and then Phat Company went on and made the same thing. And of course, the Alter one is better. Same thing happening over here with Phat Company. Next up, Kearsarge from Azur Lane. Just a prototype for now. And here we have, wow. No, Phat Company, the kind of poses they choose to make anime figures of. It gets more extreme with each anime figure event, with each Wonder Festival. Like this is the backside right into your face, that kind of pose. And they are making a figure of this Sovietsky Soyuz Wired Interrogate version. This needs a 1x4 scale version. And here we have Blue Archive Reisa Magical version. So we have Blue Archive, name the character, bracket school uniform, bracket magical version, bracket idol version, bracket swimsuit version. How many versions do we need? Yeah, bracket dress version as well. I didn't know we have this thing called magical version. And here we have Shiroko from Blue Archive. Man, the pose is too bland, but let's hope the price isn't too high, right? Up next, Brown Dust 2 Apostle Blade. Apostle Blade, how to pronounce that? My mouth is very dry now, right? I've been running my mouth for so long. Longsword and Pretty Girl. We'll see. I like it. I like what I'm looking at. But if the character is actually like purple skin, then I'm not too sure. Next up, Therese from Brown Dust 2. Now this Therese is a bit nicer than the Hobby Sakura one. Hobby Sakura, I like the other girl. What's the name again? But not Therese. But this Therese is nice. Just that, how many cow bikini figures do we need, man? Next up, okay, FGO Heroic Spirit Dream Outfit, Melusine. Melusine show is popular. So, this version of Melusine, will I want the figure? I'm not sure. I'm not sure about this one. This is like a Miko outfit of some kind. It looks nice, just that I still prefer the existing Lancer version and the Saber version. This one, Next up, Koenshaku Heroic Spirit Celebration outfit from FGO. You know what? I did not know this character even existed in FGO, even though I like FGO. It is just that she does not really stand out as a servant or, in this outfit, doesn't feel that special to me. So we'll see, right? Don't feel like getting this one. Up next, Girls Frontline PA15 1x4 scale. They have made this figure in 1x7 before. It was fairly popular, but they overproduced it. But at the same time, there were also quality control complaints, at least over in China. People did not like the figure. And her 1x7 scale version bargain binned to as low as like 500 Chinese yuan or so. Yes, so you can find her for 30 or 40% off brand new. That is the 1x7 version, regardless of whether it is the pink or the blue version. And now they are making the same thing into 1x4 scale because obviously PA15 is so popular, right? Next up, another PA15 Bunny version, but this is probably the normal 1x7 scale. Not as nice though. And more PA15 cow bikini version color variation. So yes, there is an existing version of this same figure already released out there, And what Phat Company is saying over here is that they are releasing the same figure but in different colors. Different colors for the bikini outfit, I assume. They are really milking PA15. Next up, Nikita from Girls Frontline 2. Now, this is the kind of detailed character that I really like. Yes, I do like all the small details on her upper collar over here. At this point, after seeing what Myethos did with Arknight figures, same with Apex toys, it is becoming almost impossible to avoid buying anything Arknights related, and now Girls Frontline 2 wants my money as well. Next up, Girls Frontline 2 Riva. And Girls Frontline 2 Springfield a Rich Moment. Okay. For some reason, Phat Company seems to be really invested in GFL too. And here we have Kanzarin-chan. Finally, it has been painted, right? This figure has been exhibited twice in 2 separate events last year. Both were unpainted. Finally, she's now painted. And I did not expect the whole thing to be blue color. And I can't say I like the color scheme. Yeah, I mean, the bikini, the hair, blue color, fine. But, you know, the coat outside, make it some other color, man. Too much blue color. I do enjoy flat chest like this though. I don't mind having the figure. Up next, Lapis Lazuli Jewel Arato Nagi Maid version. And okay, this Maja Baser second form from Maho Shoujo ni Ako Garete. Already pre-order open at the time of publishing this video. And when I saw this, I was like, wow. I have resisted any figures from this anime so far, but this might be the one that makes me bite the dust. Phat Company, great job, man. This is incredible. I want it so badly. So at the time of recording this video, I saw Ami putting her on pre-order, but I haven't seen Hobby Link Japan pre-order opening her yet. Not sure if it is because she is castable. Is she? Let me know in the comments below. But I do see myself getting this one, and I just need to decide whether I should pre-order it early or not. I think this time I might actually bite the dust. This is so good. Next up, we have Maitetsu Last Run again, Hachiroku Animal Ear Lingerie version. Not as nice. Give me your 1x3 scale. Phat Company, right? They had the 1x3 scale of her on pre-order. Maitetsu Last Run again, Hachiroku Bunny version. Can I cast it off? I want to be able to cast it off, man. Here we have Mataro artwork wet cheerleading. Just wet cheerleading. Sweating too much. And here we have, there we go, Milky Subway. Galaxy something Milky Subway. Chiharu and Makina scale figures. No, this is action figure. No, scale figure. The one on the left is not a human, I see. Right, Marin Kitagawa again. What version? Is it this one over here? I'm not too sure. They did not mention anything about what version we're getting. And here we have Shion Blankness Cow Bikini version, Nadare art. Big Segi Opai, not my thing. Even though that is actually a more realistic way of drawing them. And Sophia F. Shering again. Come on, man. This is festival version. And I do like this version quite a bit. Matsui version. Next up, another Sophia F. Shering witch version. This is also very nice. Nadare artwork. This is like a combination of a witch and science fiction elements going by the... Is that a spear? The spear she is holding. Very interesting. And here we have Nadare Original Veronica. Yep. You know, when it comes to bunny suit planning, we keep getting figures of Sophia F. Shering, but the one that is often overlooked is her other counterpart. This girl here, Veronica. Nice to see her getting a figure, and this is also my kind of character design. Science fiction, big swords. And next up, Needy 2D original artwork Succubus Nurse Tentative. She's too poor that she can't afford the correct size for her pantsu. The whole thing is underneath her butt. She's not even wearing it, man. Next up, Jibril, bunny version from No Game No Life. Now, this is a very nice figure of Jibril. I used to own their oldest figure of Jibril. I sold it already. Not sure if I want to get into No Game No Life stuff again. And here we have Oni-chan wa Oshimai, or Onimai, Oyama Mahiro and Mahiro. This has to be some of the nicest figures of these two characters yet so far. not including third parties, of course, because of this, posing for a selfie, right? I like the pose over here. Unfortunately, we're going to get so many metal rods. Nicest figure of these two characters. Next up, Uma Musume again. This is Admire Vega. And next one here, Daiwa Scarlet. Dansu Flame. Right, this is an actual prototype. And then Asian Flash. Fusaichi Pandora. So with Phat Company Uma Musume stuff, my advice is simple. You want it, you pre-order it, don't wait, right? Phat Company, their Uma Musume stuff are insanely popular that they go up in value after release. Like pretty much every single one of them. And Grand Algeria. Oh, this is nice. And what else? Majiro Adan. They're going for every character. Super Creek. Wind Barrier Sun, I think. Typo over there. And here we have Unicorn Overlord Rosalind. And this looks really nice. I really like it. My kind of figure as well. You look at that object, right, with the fairy inside the globe over there. I love that. It's not something I've seen in anime figures before. And the last figure here by Phat Company, Yunmi's original Honeypot Yo-Yo. Is that the same character that a Chinese brand made a figure of at 1/4 scale? Yo-Yo. Seems familiar to me. Right, so this is all for Phat Company. A lot of good stuff, really. And we move on to the next brand, Plum or PM Office A. When it comes to Plum, it is very simple. Idol stuff and only idol stuff. So it is a bit surprising to see them getting in the Blue Archive. Izayoi from Blue Archive. I suppose that if it is a lolly, they'll make a figure of it, right? So Blue Archive Izayoi, what else do they have for us? Sakurai Mio. And that is all for Blue Archive, only 2 figures. And from this point onwards, everything is idol stuff. Gakuen Idol Master Hanami Saki. Kuromoto China. Gakuen Idol Master as well. Tsukimura Temari Gakuen Aimas. This one is already pre-order open for weeks. And here we have closer up pic. What else? Yep, Tachibana Arisu from Idol Master Cinderella Girls. Already pre-order open. Aimas, Shiny Colors, Jioki Kuwayama. The paint work actually look fairly decent in these prototypes, you know. Because Plum as a brand used to be pretty inconsistent in paint work in the past. Nowadays, I'm not too sure because I'm not buying their stuff. They are not making the figures I want to buy. And here, this is a plastic model, I think. Yeah, Plafia line plastic model Chino from Is the Order a Rabbit. I shouldn't cover this. Anyways, this is the only plastic model. And here we have Love Life Nijigasaki Asaka Karin. Is this already on pre-order? I think it is, right? Coming out in May or so. Yeah, for around 23,000 yen. You look at the fine detailed paintwork on her outfit. This is pretty good for Plum. Plum wasn't this good in the past. But that remains to be seen whether their released product is that consistent or not, right? Next up, Love Life Nijigasaki, Miyashita Ai. And also the other girl, Yuki Setsuna. Love Life Nijigasaki as well. They'll take like 4 months between pre-order and release, very fast. And that is all for Plum. Let's move on to the next brand over here, Prime 1 Studio. Fortunately, not too many stuff. The first one here, Alice Gear 8Gs again, Kaneshia Shitara 1/5 scale. No Prisma Wing this time around, right? Only Prime 1 Studio. So no PVC figures. They're all resin over here, premium stuff. And this looks really nice. Yeah. I love the base, man. The mecha base over there. My kind of thing. Right. Next up over here, Black Rock Shooter. I only have 1 picture, unfortunately. You know, you can always buy figures with money, but it is not so easy to buy space with money because you need to buy an entire house. So even if you have the money to buy all of this stuff over here, yeah, space becomes a concern. Up next, Fate Khalid again, becoming quite popular lately. Miyu Edelfeld 1/5 scale. Oh, this is so good. This is going to cost like 100,000 yen at least, I think. And of course, Eliasville von Einsborn. But you know what? No thank you, Prime 1 Studio, no thank you. I prefer the Hadaka one by Medicos Entertainment and 1/4 scale. Yes, Medicos, you heard that right. Make a 1x4 scale of Miyu undressed as well. And Chloe too, right? Or Kuro. So this is all for Prime 1 Studio. Let's move on to the next brand. Proof. So Proof does not have many stuff over here, but they are also getting into the Nikke game. First up, we have Nikke Shin and 8. Presumably, the pictures they are showing that is what you're getting. I might actually give them a chance, finally. If they are making these Nikke figures, I might actually buy it after release though, not doing pre-order. And here we have something that looks terrible. Prince of Tennis Keigo Atobe. Like, this feels like looking at a prize figure. Yeah, does not look good at all. And I feel like her fingers, or his fingers, are way too big, way too long. And the last one here, Gurudo Art Soruto. Pretty smart. You make something from Gurudo, people are going to buy your figures, right? Keep out. Once again, I also feel like I'm looking at a low budget figure, but it is way too early to tell. Maybe the paint is not quite finished yet. So that is all for Proof. Not too many figures. Let's go back. Moving on to the next figure brand, another big one, KyoSkill. So the first one here, Razorline style Atelier Ryza wedding dress from the looks of it. And here we have Atelier Yumiya Lisfeld again. Wow, she sure is getting more figures nowadays, this character. Is this swimsuit? Yeah, looks like swimsuit and beach volleyball to me. Next up, Bakemonogatari Hanikawa Tsubasa has finally been painted. So anyone bother to guess the price over here? I'm saying 40,000 yen. 35,000 to 40,000 yen, I think. Is this already pre-order open? I'm not too sure. I don't think so, right? I don't remember seeing it. If there's one thing I don't like about this figure of Hanekawa though, the lanterns. They're all blue and green, not very attractive. You know, when this figure was unpainted, I was imagining vibrant red, yellow, blue, that kind of thing. The kind you see in Japanese Matsuris in general. Very colorful lanterns. But now I'm seeing this dull yellow-green color over here, blue color. At least I don't have to worry about buying this figure now that it is less attractive to me. Right? One less figure to worry about. But yeah, the colors are not nice at all. I get it. Maybe they are being loyal to the original artwork, whichever this figure is based off, but I don't like the colors. Next up, we have Blue Archive Kirino swimsuit version. This is quite a lot nicer than the Blue Archive figures announced by Good Smile earlier. You know, very static poses. This one has a bit of pose going on. Yeah, it is not much, but still better. And wow, dark picture. Okay, next up, Bunny Suit Blending Sophia F showing again. Were you guys counting how many Sophia figures we had throughout today? It feels like there are at least 10 of them, man. Seriously. This is another different variant of a bunny suit. And here we have another Sophia. One single brand be announcing 2 to 3 Sophia F showing figures. There has to be at least a dozen figures of her in this event. This is Micro Bikini from the looks of it. And Dead or Alive Kasumi Destiny Child version. Alright, Dead or Alive, I don't like the characters in this game, but Mary Rose is the best. Lolly. Dead or Alive Extreme Venus Vacation Honoka Cross the Line version. Just an artwork for now. And Dead or Alive, there we go. Speaking of the devil, Mary Rose. Twinkle Rose version, very expensive. Already pre-order open for 24,000 yen. And back then, I was already complaining about how overpriced she is. Yeah, it is. But KyoSkill, they always price their stuff high. And then they tell you, suck it. This is what we're asking for. You need to buy it. And you understand why we charge so much. To be fair to them, their figures are amazing, right? Next up here, okay, Asuka from Evangelion 3.0. At least a unique pose, right? Something different for once. And, oh, only Asuka, no way yet. Just a matter of time, I think. Next up, FGO Avenger Mysterious Ranmaru X. Yes, I want one. I'm getting one. Mysterious Ranmaru X, I've never imagined she would get a figure at all. I suppose that if there is a less popular, less mainstream FGO character to be made into a figure, you can leave it to KyoSkill. This is interesting. FGO Beast Space Ereshigal. I'm so happy to see this. Oh yes, I want to get this, man. In fact, I am going to make an exception and pre-order this on day one. I rarely pre-order FGO stuff on day one because I know that their values rarely go up. They either stay normal or they drop slightly. So there is no benefit to pre-ordering too early. But Space Ereshkigal Girl, and moreover, the Beast version, hell yes, I'm pre-ordering it. Space Ishtar, Space Ereshkigal Girl, I've been asking for them for years. And now I'm seeing this being announced. I'm so happy. Yes. I'm getting this one, right, for sure. Next up, Miyamoto Musashi Heroic Spirit Dream Outfit. So this one, not sure yet. I really like the Alter one a lot. The one where, the Berserker version. I like that version a lot. I also have the Phat Company one, but this one, we'll see. I'm not sure yet. I also have the Kotobukiya one. I have 3 Musashi figures, by the way. Next up, Okada Izo from FGO. I've reviewed the Megahouse version, I think. I did not own that figure. I borrowed it from a friend who collects FGO figures. And here we have Gulas Kahak Skadi 3rd Ascension. Maybe. I need to buy the Good Smile version first. I haven't even purchased that one yet. And here we have Frank Original Magical Girl Rosabelle. Okay. I love the details on the outfit. This is the kind of character that I like. Gothic Lolita. And here we have Girls Frontline Desert Eagle. Now the recoil of that pistol is so strong, but it only takes one shot to, to defeat your enemy in Counter-Strike. I used to play the game many years ago in college. Girls Frontline DSR 50. This is the thing with anime characters, man. They wear armor everywhere except the chest. This is one such example. And here with Haneame, Amaha, and Dish Original Lastful Evil Ship Priestess. Okay, this is collaboration between an artist and a cosplayer. Haneame is a cosplayer. I think she is based in Thailand. Not my thing. I won't be bothered. I'm not a cosplayer simp. Next up, Heavy Metal L Game. This is a classic. Goha Lessie. This is like from the 1990s or something. Yeah, this is a classic. And here we have Magical Girl Erika Kuramoto, Raita Arts again, very recognizable. And also Misa Suzuhara. Raita Arts means very skinny waist and giant oppies on their chest, right? And looking like some FGO character. What's the name of the character again? Anyways, we move on to the next one. Matago Original Priestess Anames. Anames. Anyways, another Egyptian princess or goddess being made into some lewd anime character, and I'm all for it. This is hot and better than the one by the Chinese brand earlier. What's the name of the Chinese brand? Was it Calbone? Can't remember. Calbone or Cat Noodle? Cat Noodle, I think. This is nicer, more detailed as well. And here we have Matago Original Demon Ninja Chiyu, a set with female ninja Sumire. Sometimes I really respect this artist, the ideas they have for the outfit design. So complex, man, and attractive. That is the most important part. Next one here, Meido Buso Javelin. Prototype weapon test equipment version. Now this is a figure of Javelin that I might want to get, but I still like the Amakuni version a lot more. That is my favorite one. But this one is a close second place, I think. If this artwork is what we are getting, and I've noticed that every Javelin figure, she is holding an energy drink, which looks like a parody of the energy drink brand Monster. Yeah, I've noticed it. Even the one by Nocturne earlier, she's holding the same can of drink. And here we have Roxy Migodia from Mushoku Tensei. This is not as nice as the one released by Kyushu a couple of years back. Yeah, the one where she is changing her clothes, right? Here we have Tia from Neko Kujira Original. Yep, I think Union Creative has a figure of this character, and also a resin figure brand. What's the name again? They have made figures of this character. Now Kyushu is making one too. Okay, dress up mode, Tia. And next up, Onichan wa Oshimai. Oyama Mahiro, Bunny Girl style. he or she is getting so many figures. I heard that she is very popular in Japan. That's why, right? A lot of these decisions that are made based on what is popular or trending in Japan. Next up, Saitama Art Usada Yu. No comment other than, yep, that is definitely Saitama Art. And Aura from Sousou no Frieren. I've already forgotten about her. So they're making figures of every character. Yep, this one is already on pre-order. I think Fern is already pre-order open for almost 20,000 yen. And I can see Frieren right behind there in grey prototype. Yep, there we go. Should I get another Frieren figure? I already have the Kotobukiya version, which is very rare now. Good Smile version is getting a re-release. And now KyoSkill has this one. Should I get more figures of Frieren? I can't decide, man. I feel like I should. Next up, Ubel is also getting a figure. Great. I think I should invest in KyoSkill rather than Good Smile Company if I were to get Frieren figures. Because KyoSkill is going for every character, right? This is Suave original character Bright Awayuki. Okay, too much white, right? Not very nice. But I do love the armor she has. And the Legend of Heroes Trails of Cold Steel, Agnes Claudel. So it is not just Kotobukiya. Now KyoSkill is also making figures of Legend of Heroes. Legend of Heroes again, Eltina Orion. Alright. This is going to be so much better than the Kotobukiya one because the Kotobukiya ones are all 1/8 scale. Same character again, Magical Archan version. This is nicer. Right. And Toga Inu Nochi Akira. No. This is a dude. Yes, it is a dude. Right. And here from the same series, Shiki. Alright. Toho Lunan Lights, Sakuya Izayoi. Oh, this looks really good. And also Trails in the Sky First, Estelle Bright. Oh, this is a very old character, man. Is this like from before 2010s or something? Like this character, I do recognize it and I know it is a very old character. Only Sakuya Izayoi for Toho? What about the other characters? Maybe next time, I suppose. They're going to make every character, I think. Next up, Unicorn Overlord Virginia. One of those kind of characters that I like for no reason because of the design. And here we have Yahna from Unicorn Overlord as well. So now we have KyoSkill, we have Apex Toys getting into Unicorn Overlord, and we also have Kotobukiya, right, the obvious one. This is Yaegashi Minami original cheerleader version. Just a cheerleader girl, and that would be the last figure for KyoSkill. Good stuff. I'm so happy to see the FGO stuff, you know. Okay, next brand, Race Dream, Chinese brand. Aether Gazer Lingguang. I know, another game, right? And here we have Diablos Core again. Ra, her name is just Ra, R-A. Of course, the backside is the main feature. And I have no idea what is that object stuck in her ass, man. I have no idea. Next up, Asaki, original character. Race Dream has made a few Asaki figures. It is like their own original character or something. And here we have Snowbreak Containment Zone, Fanny. In UK English, you guys know what Fanny means, right? Yeah, I don't get why some people will give a character or themselves the name Fanny. And here we have the nicer one, Life or Leaf. How to pronounce that? L-Y-F-E from Snowbreak Containment Zone as well. This is very nice. I like it a lot. And what else? We have Toho, Alice Margatroyd. So you see the dolls wall underneath there, that is action figures. I'm not covering them. So Race Dream is also starting to make action figures. And here, Toho again, Kotiya Sanae. If we are getting everything including the base over here, that would be very interesting because they're existing Toho figures, if you guys remember. The two figures that cost like 30,000 yen each but had quality control issues, maybe they're continuing that line. Virtual Project Nanami. Idol character again, and closer up look. Oh, she is holding an Instax camera from the looks of it. And that would be all for Race Dream. I'm trying to speed things up. This is getting into like 3 hours by now. Shoot. I still need to edit this video, man. Next brand, Reverse Studio. So you know what's funny? Reverse Studio is asking me to promote their latest figure, this one over here, WA2000, in one of my videos. after she pre-order opens on the 16th of February. That is when she will pre-order open. Price not yet confirmed. And they sent me a bunch of confidential photographs and videos about this figure and told me not to not to share them yet until the pre-order open date. But guess what? The whole figure has already been leaked in Wonder Festival. So not so confidential anymore. Funny, man. So this is WA2000 from Girls French line Exilum. Looking really nice actually. I like figures that come with extra parts like this. My kind of thing as well. And next up, from Strinova, Kanami. She has already pre-order opened. And you know, when I searched for Strinova in myfigurecollection.net, I couldn't find anything. And then they went for their original Chinese name, Kalabiao. So according to Blue Machine, I think it was your Blue Machine, or was it Dark Machine? I'm sorry, I don't remember your name on YouTube, right? You said that this game was dying and then they introduced a new update which introduced a lot of fan service stuff and the game is back on track again. Of course! Why do you think Azur Lane is so successful? It has to be the fan service, man. I mean, just wait and see whatever the future continuation of FGO will be. They will start undressing all of these characters, I guarantee you. Okay. Next up, okay, a closer look of Kanami. This is currently on pre-order. Low 20,000 yen range in the pricing, which is okay. And here we have Toho, Kirisame Marisa, and Hakure Reimu. Like chibi version, which is adorable. Very detailed already, even without any painting. Yep. And that would be all for Reverse Studio. The next figure brand is Rebos. So not too many, fortunately. And they covered up the face of this blade from Honkai Star Rail just because there's something not right about the face and they are still working on it. But what is funny is that you can find the picture in MFC anyway. This is Rise Up series low budget figure. And this is what he's supposed to look like. They covered it up in the display at Wonder Festival. Next up here, Firefly Rise Up series, which means it is going to sell really well. And this is a closer up pic. Oh, this is cute, man. This Firefly, I like it. And the last figure for Rebos would be chibi figures from Honkai Star Rail. Nothing much. Moving on to the next brand, Siki Anim. This is a low-budget Chinese brand, and I have only reviewed one figure from them, but it was excellent. This one here, Aojiro Hebi no Iro, original character. This figure is already out in China. So for everyone else internationally who pre-ordered it, have you received a payment request yet? I have no idea, but this one is already in stock in China for at least a month. 2 months by now, I think. Yeah. Next up, we have Jimi Dakedo Shitagi Hadenako. Original character. Basically a JK undressing to show you how nice her backside is compared to yours. Original character, which shouldn't cost too much, I think. 7,000 to 9,000 yen. Nothing too special, to be honest. You're buying it for the fan service only. And here we have Shibarare Neko Putika-chan. A continuation of the same Shibarare Neko series, I guess. The one I reviewed, the first one last year, was really good, right? The figure surprised me and it was like 7,000 yen or so. This one looks promising as well. The next one here, original character Shion-san dress version. I do wonder if this is Shion Elfin. They look alike to me. Maybe it is the same character. And here, Tsukiyo no Rene. Already pre-order open, where you can get her in a deluxe package with an Oppai mousepad, plus a wall scroll for only 13,000 yen. What a bargain. Shading on her undergarment looks fairly good as well. Paintwork looks decent. So this is all for Siki Anim. We move on to Solar Rain, and the first one here, Anchorage from Azur Lane. Not many Azur Lane figures in this event, isn't it? I'm actually glad for that. Next up, we have Bungo Stray Dogs Dazai Osamu, where all the girls, the female figure collectors, will be queuing up for this one. And here we have Yuzuriha Inori actually being displayed with the plushie. Already pre-order opened like a couple of weeks ago, and she is hands down the best Inori figure out there. No contest at all. If you loved Guilty Crown or Yuzuriha Inori, you need to pre-order this, right? Next up, Yamashiro Ren from Mato Seihei no Slave. This is the best figure of her, I guess, because of the pose. She is now the dog. You need to pat her head. And I suppose I can't even run from the accusation that all of my waifus are purple color hair. Here is another purple hair waifu that I kind of like. Next up, Makise Kurisu racing version from Steins Gate. I feel like this figure is a bit weird coming from Solarane. This feels like something that should be coming from Apex Toys, for example, because they're making a series of racing figures of Azur Lane, right? A bit weird that Solarane is behind this one over here. And next up, we have Super Sonico Exercise version already painted. This one is not that nice because the whole thing, not the whole thing, but the figure predominantly is just grey color, not very attractive. And then there is Shokuho Misaki Negligi version from To Aru Kagaku no Railgun. This figure turns out a lot nicer than I expected because back then, the prototype does not look very interesting. So moving on to the next brand over here, Spirit Tail. First one here, Atelier Ryza again, Vaseline Stout in a swimsuit, nothing too special. And here we have Azur Lane Pasadena. Oh, this is nice. I love my cat girls, right? If this illustration is exactly what we're getting, then Alphamax also needs to make the same thing but in 1x4 scale. Hasumi Blue Archive swimsuit version. Preferably, please make it with that blush face over there. It has to come with that face, that's very important. And here we have Moe from Blue Archive announced since last year with no updates at all. Not even any paint work. Guilty Gear Strife Elfelt since last year's One Fest, no updates as well. And then next up, Hatsune Miku. This one is already on pre-order, very expensive, like 38,000 yen or so, but very detailed figure. And so far, I've only seen Ami listed on pre-order. Next up, Hololive Nekomata Okayu. Oh boy, this is going to sell so well. So now that you know this figure is confirmed, you need to pre-order it on day one when that happens because, yeah, it is going to be high value stuff after release. People are going to fight for this thing. And here we have My Hero Academia Mirko Rabbit. This looks really nice. This is a very nice figure of her. And I'm not even a BNHA fan. Right, Racing Miku 2026 version. So they are a year ahead of Good Smile. Good Smile is making the 2025 version. And here we have Sakura Miku, Japanese clothing version, no updates since the last One Fest. And that would be all for Spirit Tail. We move on to the next brand, Square Enix. Square Enix means Final Fantasy stuff, of course. So the first one here, Final Fantasy VII front. You look at this product picture over here, it looks amazing, it looks high quality. And then what they displayed at the event, it looks like shit, right? I know, I can bring in the prototype arguments earlier. Prototype figures, they are not finished. Maybe the final products will look better, but this is Square Enix we're talking about. I'm not that optimistic. So to bear in mind, Square Enix has a really bad reputation with their anime figures. The next one here, Tidus from Final Fantasy X. And finally, we have Yuna. Yuna's face is not very nice, isn't it? Yeah, that would be all for Square Enix, not much. Moving on to System Service price figures. So we'll just go through them as quickly as possible. Apothecaries Mau Mau. Definitely price figure quality. Look at the green plastic over there. And oh, this Ravi Bunny is nice. At least they got the face right. Ravi again, yeah, I think I prefer this version. Just that I'm not sure if the figure will lean over time because this is a price figure. There is barely any reinforcement in the legs. And the other leg is not plugged into the base. So I'm a bit concerned about this one. Galaxy Express Milky Subway again. Akane, Chiharu, Kanata, Kat, Makina. So with characters like this, I feel like price figures are good enough. Why would I spend big money on premium scale figures, right? Max as well, okay. And here we have Lucky Star. You know, Lucky Star, this anime, or the figures from this anime, they have been completely ruined by those cute core anime cause fandom of some kind. Yes, so they are buying up all these things and then scalping it on the internet. there are old Lucky Star figures that are going for $250, $300 US. Please do not buy them, right? I would rather you get these price figures over here by System Service, which look nice enough. They are fairly simple character designs. There's no need to look for those price figures from the past, which are not that good of a quality to begin with. Konata, Izumi, Tsukasa, Hiragi, all of them the same pose. Very adorable. Miyuki, Takara. Okay, so that is all for Lucky Star, right? Buy this by System Service. Don't buy the stuff being sold by anime core scalpers. Like, among so many fandoms within the world of anime figure collecting, the anime core fandom is the one that I really like. I don't like them, in short, right? I'm not sure what words to use to describe. Like, I'm not sure why there would be a group of people who place so much value on old plastic, literally old plastic from 15 years ago, 20 years ago. And then they artificially inflate the value and they're telling us an anime figure from year 2005 is $300, stuff like that. Anime core fandom, they are terrible. Yeah. So, these Lucky Star figures are worth your attention. Next up, we have Mushoku Tensei Roxy Migodia. Just a bunny girl. And it is 1/7 scale. Right? 1/7 scale, but price figures at the same time. And here we have Marin Kitagawa made version. Looks pretty nice. Onimai again, Oyama Mahiro. They are all obviously, price figure quality, but if the price is low enough, why not? Albedo bunny version from Overlord, and yeah, no wings, right? I would get the Taito AMP Plus if I want an Albedo. And here we have Panty and Stocking. These two figures look way too good to be price figures, man. They are like at least pop-up rate L level quality. Yeah. And here we have Alia Mikolovna Kujo from Tokidoki Bosoto. Just a bunny girl. Oh, Tanya Degrecha from Yojo Senki. Please, we need a new season. I know the new season is coming. Season 2, right? We have a season and a movie. Both are amazing. I really can't wait for the new season. Right, and that would be all for System Service. We move on to the next brand, Umikawa, low-budget Chinese figure brand. Oyoko Aga, original character, already on pre-order for months by now. And this is not cheap. This is like 16,000 yen for the deluxe version with a wall scroll. But now I'm looking at this picture, I'm starting to understand why. Because the paintwork on the hot pants, at least, they look fairly shiny. They look expensive. Yeah. Next up here, we have Winka Sportswear, original character. And Yakubu-chan lingerie version, baseball girl, Yakubu-chan, original character as well. And lastly, this one has no changes, announced last year. Stel S. Forlin channel, a VTuber. Just this picture and no updates, not even a prototype. So that is all for Umikawa. Moving on to the next brand, Union Creative, another big one. Oh god, this video has been going on for so long and we still have more big brands. First one here, this is a collaboration with FreeInc. Azur Lane Mden. Now that is a nice figure of Mden. Oh, that is very nice. I suppose that this is one of those few occasions where I can justify getting a FreeInc bunny because this looks... It looks a bit different from their cheap... the other cheap anime character bunny girl figures. I'm not even sure how to describe anymore. Here we have Implaceable from Azur Lane, Union Creative and FreeInc. If you were wondering why I did not cover Azur Lane figures earlier in the FreeInc section, this is why. Because they are all in the Union Creative section. And here we have FreeInc Azur Lane Napoli. Now this is a nice one. Oh. Yep. One of the more unique poses, but this figure is going to take up so much space. Unnecessary space, and for some reason her hair really looks like spaghetti or something, or ramen. Next up we have St. Louis Azur Lane. This looks like a 1/3 scale. This is quite big. Is this 1/4? I did not mention the scale over here. St. Louis, I will stick to 1/7 scale, I think. No point buying a 1/4. And here we have Konjiki no Yami from To Love Through Darkness. This is a 1/3, yeah. And, Lala Satanin Develop, the bikini version. Yeah, this one is already on pre-order, right? 1x4 scale, 36,000 yen. And here we have Azur Lane Shira. I did not know this character Shira even existed. This looks expensive. Yeah, maybe 35,000 yen or so because of the ship parts. And then here we have Unicorn. This is among the best looking unicorn figures out of all brands. And I can't believe that Union Creative is outdoing Alter. Alter has a unicorn figure, which is fine. It is nice. But this one is a lot more unique. Just that the plastic rods are really spoiling the figure. This is a very nice unicorn figure for sure. And here we have Momoi and Midori from Blue Archive. Oh, this is actually among the best Blue Archive figures in today's event in One Fest, right? Yeah, we have a few nice stuff from Good Smile Company, but right after that, this pair of figures, man. So adorable. I kind of want them for myself. How much is this going to cost? I think 25k each at the minimum. They look fairly detailed. It is not often that Union Creative gets to catch my attention. Now they really do. And here we have Bunimals Rubinav. For those of you furry lovers, Union Creative has something for you. Xiaoju from Bunimals as well. And here, okay, another Sophia F. Shering. Seriously, man. This is my kind of thing though, you know, mecha parts. Yeah, my kind of thing. And here we have Ginpatsu-chan from Chihiro Artwork. Yeah, this was advertised since last year's One Fest Winter, since a year ago. And I think this is already on pre-order, if I'm not mistaken. I really want it because he's so cute. And here we have Freyja from Danmachi. See, anime manga characters are winning big in this One Fest. I never expected a character like Freyja to get a scale figure, a premium scale figure, right? Especially after what happens in season 5. I won't spoil you guys who did not watch it, but Danmachi is an anime series that I will tell people again and again to watch the whole thing. All 5 seasons, it is excellent. Freyja getting a scale figure is very surprising to me for sure. And next up, we have Guilty Gear Strive Happy Chaos. Okay, it is not often that Union Creative makes figures of male characters. And here we have Yumemi Riyamu, Idolmaster Cinderella Girls. She looks like a walking bubble gum, the colors. And here we have Idolmaster Shiny Colors Kuwayama Chiyuki, which is actually a set with this one right here, Osaki Amana. Both of them have angel wings. To me, it feels like Union Creative is upping their game nowadays. Yeah, their figures are looking a lot more refined, and the paint job is looking better all over, no matter what they come up with in the recent months. I'm starting to notice it, like Union Creative is improving on their figures. This looks amazing actually. And Osaki Tenka from Aima's Shiny Colors. Why does everyone have wings, man? Aima's Shiny Colors Tsukioka Kogane. And here we have Mochi Mochi Kagami-chan, an artwork by Kuro. That face really looks like Akane Shinjo for some reason from Double SS Gridman. But once they paint it, if the hair color is different, then they will look like completely different characters. The next one here, another Yamashiro Ren figure from Mato Seihei no Slave. So with this Ren figure, I'm not a fan of the face because she is normally very, very egotistical. You know, she is always looking down on people while acting nice at the same time. And this face does not really reflect that side of her. She looks tired, she looks sleepy over here. Granted, I do understand that this is an early prototype, not even painted yet. Maybe once she is painted, her face will look very different, but at the time being, I'm not a fan of what I'm looking at. Yeah. Next up, we have Doi Hansuke from Nintama Rantaro. Yeah, Nintama Rantaro, which is a classic, I assume. And Overlord, Ain's old gown. Wow, this is nice. And more Overlord figures. Shizu Delta, right? I used to call it CZ2128 or Shizu Delta. That makes sense. CZ Shizu. Right. And this is a closer up pic of her. Do we have more? I think we do. Yep, a lot more. Richie Art Liana. This is already on pre-order, I believe. Oh, this is the last figure. Okay. I think this has already pre-order opened for like 25,000 yen or so. Like just 2 weeks ago. So that is all for Union Creative. We shall move on to the next brand, Vision. This is a new brand that are making low budget figures. They have this line of anime figures called Chill Fake. Chill anime figures, Chill Fake. You can see the spelling on the top right corner of this video. So they are making a set of 6 figures for around like 16,000 yen. And if you do the math, each figure is going for between 2,000 to 4,000 yen. No. It is 6 figures for 12,000 yen. So over 2,000 yen each, which is insane. And then the more I think about it, I think it is starting to make sense. If each of these figures are price figure quality, then 2,000 yen each would be around the right price. So here we have Fate Khaled series of Chill Fake. Each of these are expected to be around 2,000 yen. Yep, I mean, you can tell from these pictures that they are barely painted or something like that. One single layer of paint, but remember that they are really cheap, right? And the height is around pop-up parade scale. 16 centimeters. No, that is smaller than pop-up parade. They are around Figma size, 1/12 scale. 15 to 16 centimeters each. So look at the red color paints here, for example. Just flat red color, no shading. Not much shading, not much clear coating and so on, right? Just matte finish. Miyu and yep, a set of 6 figures. And here we have a set of 5 figures from Girls Band Cry. Same thing again, low budget figures. A set of 6 figures from Girls Anpanzer. Basically, the captain of every school. They get a figure over here. I did enjoy the anime a lot, Girls Anpanzer, even though it made no sense. 6 of them in a set. And here we have K-On! Set of 5 as well. I'm surprised that K-On! Is still having any traction today in 2025. Set of 5. And finally, this one is already on pre-order last week. Set of 6 to Love Ru figures for 12,000 yen, right? So here their white color dress appear a bit more glossy, but it is obvious that they are low budget stuff. I won't be bothered with this. They are all too small for me. 1/12 scale. So moving on to the next brand, VK Ant Hobby announced one single new figure, Crown from Goddess of Victory Nikke, and this is actually a 1/4 scale. So VK Ant wants to make 1/4 scale figures now. There we go, 1/4 scale. Everyone is jumping into the 1/4 scale bandwagon, and that is scaring the shit out of freeing, which is why they are getting into 1/3. Wave Corporation. Yep. This is a company known for lolly figures, so more Blue Archive. Aoba from Blue Archive. And here we have Chise swimsuit from Blue Archive. Only 2 figures, however. The next one here, Evangelion, Rei and Asuka in swimsuit, and these are pop-up red L figures. So it was just a few days ago I said that Wave Corporation used to have a line of low-budget figures called Beach Queens, and now they are reviving the brand and combining it with pop-up red, and they are bringing back the old sculpts and making them into bigger 1/7 scale under the pop-up red L series, which is a really good idea. And these are probably the same sculpt from the Beach Queen series in the past, right? Pop-up red L everywhere. This saber is already on pre-order for 8,000 yen. Here we have Ayase Saki from Gimai Seikatsu, another seasonal anime that I did not watch. And here, Gridman Universe, pop-up red L. Yep, Shinjo Akane, swimsuit version. Oh, this one, I want, Higashima Tanzaburo wants to be Kamen Rider. I've stopped at episode 4 or 5, but I do intend to continue watching it because not only is the premise so funny, it is like weeboos or children with 8th grade syndrome, teenagers with 8th grade syndrome, with chunibyo. They grew up to be adults, but the chunibyo is still there. Basically that. And it is not just the humor part that makes this anime so enjoyable, but the animation quality is next level. The animators from One Punch Man Season 3 should watch this. I know that they are being castrated from right and from left by a lack of budget and a lack of time as well, but seriously, the animation quality of this thing is insane, right? And the anime is still ongoing. I think it has over 20 episodes. Next up, Aqua Pop-Up Grade L, Darkness, and also Megumin. Yup, swimsuit Pop-Up Grade L. Great purchases in general. Next one here, Meido Buso X again. This one was since 2 Wonder Festivals ago. Finally painted and she looks quite complete. Maybe we'll pre-order open in a few weeks. Next up, my teen romantic comedy snafu Yukinoshita getting a pop-up grade L as well and in swimsuit, of course. I still like Yui Gahama more compared to her. And here we have Jianshi Natori Sana. This is a VTuber, I think. Yeah, this is a VTuber. Next up, Panty and Stocking, pop-up grade L again. And Stepsister Life Ayase Saki. Wait, is that the same figure? Oh yeah, the same figure I covered earlier. I must have renamed the file incorrectly. Right, this is a pop-up grade L from the looks of it. And here we have Supersonico Wasting Food. They call it the sexy pastry chef version. At least it is better looking than the exercise or the gym clothes version earlier. And here we have Non-Ace from Uma Musume. And that would be the last figure from Wave Corporation. Moving on to the next one, Wild Melody. Only 5 figures, I think. First one here, Kimono Azalea. Original character. Less than 5 figures because each figure has 2 pictures, right? Okay, this is nice. Very promising. This is like a kimono outfit, yet also a swimsuit at the same time. The next one here, original character, Chest Training Day. Come on, your chest is big enough, you don't need any training. But you can pre-order her now. She is now pre-order open since Tuesday. Very low budget figure, 11,000 yen or so, I think. And I have to say, I liked what I'm looking at, but big oppai isn't really my thing. Yeah. The face is really pretty though. I really liked the face over here. And the last figure for Wild Melody is Fuyuyama Asako original character. And yeah, not much else. Probably just another low budget Chinese figure. Moving on to the next brand, Wing Company, which is a fairly big one. So they have been fairly quiet for a few months. Good to see them cooking up so many nice figures. First one here, Kana from Blue Archive. Does she work for ICE? She looks like she is pissed after arresting a few immigrants. And the outfit looks like something enforcement officers would wear. Next up here, Mikamo Naru again from Blue Archive. This is the uniform version, I think. Yep, I think so. And here we have Bomber Girl Grim Elo Succubus version. This looks promising. And Wing Company's Bomber Girl figures have always been amazing. Every single one of them. From Bomber Girl as well, Mitsumoto Dia. And here is a closer up look. And this is an existing figure they have already released, I think. Or, yeah, I think this one is already out very recently. Together with their previous releases, every single one of these figures over here, they are incredible. I have friends who have purchased one and they loved it a lot. Yeah. And next up, we have original character, Silky Slinky Barefoot Binetsu. So this is a low budget figure. 2 weeks ago, I said that it was weird that Wing Company is making low budget figures now. Probably they took a look at what the Chinese brands are doing and Good Smile Pop-Up Parade and a few other Japanese brands, and they say we want in the low budget figure market. I think it makes sense. So this is low budget figure. Probably will cost like 10,000 yen at most. And this one is already on pre-order. Silky Slinky Tanoma Ike Uchi Ana. And I have to say, these actual product pictures over here look a lot better than I expected back then. You know, I was pretty skeptical, but now I look at this picture, I think it looks a lot nicer than expected. 10,000 yen. Here we have Blue Archive Izuna swimsuit version. Blue Archive Michiru. Now this is the kind of Blue Archive figures I like. And here we have Sukuyo, also from Blue Archive. Why does she look like a baba, an old lady who is barely standing up straight? And here we have Steins Gate, Makise Kuiso. This is the Makise Kuiso figure I have been raving over and over since earlier today, right? Initially, when I saw this picture, I thought it was a Good Smile Company figure, but no, this is by Wing. Interesting. And this is going to cost 30k plus, obviously. And yep, there is LED lighting. So you see, it is blue here, orange here, blue here, turquoise over here, you are getting RGB lights. So this is the perfect figure to display next to or even inside your custom gaming PC, right? Just like a perfect fit. Just that the question is, would you place an expensive figure inside a PC that is generating a lot of heat when gaming? That is the big question over here. Right, next up, Uma Musume Matikane Fukukitaru. Okay. Just a CGI image, and that would be the last figure for Wing Company. But man, this Makise Kwesu is definitely a main highlight of this event, man. This is beautiful. I used to own one single figure of her by Good Smile. I sold it many years ago. This is something that I might actually buy. I might. The problem is Nikke draining my wallet dry. Next up, Wonderful Works, only less than 5 figures over here. Neko Metal original illustration, Meltona Girl Metako. This is very nice. Details are decent as well. And my guess for the price of this, maybe 25k. Yeah, 25k range for something like this. Next up, we have Weather Planet, Tenka Hinata and Ame Umi Ruka. 2 figures over here. 3 figures in total, including Neko Metal earlier. So there's nothing much going on for Wonderful Works. I like this one a lot more. And the last figure brand for today is Yosta themselves. The ones behind Blue Archive. I think this figure is made by Phat Company, but Yosta is putting their own branding on it for some reason. Blue Archive Jinatsu. Yes, and this would be the last scale figure today for Wonder Festival Winter 2026. Yup, we have gone way beyond 3 hours, I think. Which figure in this Wonder Festival is in your wish list? How big is the damage to your wallet? Let me know that in the comments below. For me, even though Blue Archive is obviously the biggest title in this One Fest, to me the biggest highlight for my own collection, my own wish list is not Blue Archive, right? I think Alice Tendo with that huge gun, that is obviously my favorite, together with the Mikamo Naru from Good Smile, but that is about it. I think everything else that I really like are from FGO and Arc Knights. I haven't reviewed much Arc Knight stuff on this channel. I haven't purchased them much because, you know, you need money for that. But having seen what Myethos is cooking up, especially with that Yvonne figure, 38,000 yen, I want that so badly. And there is the obvious one, Nikke, right? There are not that many new Nikke figures. So what we saw from Hobby Sakura and from many others, they are like updates from previous events. Previously, they were unpainted. Now they are painted. Pretty much that. But anyways, this is actually a relatively painful One Fest even for me. So until then, I hope that you found this video helpful or informative. If it is, please to give this video a like, subscribe to this channel for more anime figure content every week. And thanks a lot for checking out this video despite the length. Until then, I shall see you guys soon. Goodbye.